Howdy, folks. Welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening and most, and joining me are my friends Matt, Kara, Olive, and Ari. Dan will be joining us in just a little bit. We're going to play Starfinder tonight, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements. First, let me change the music. Not quite a sci-fi. Let me put on our calm 8-bit music here.
Let's switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. We have a couple of announcements before we play Starfinder. Oof, man. Your support makes this possible. Thank you for subscribing here and on YouTube. We also have a Patreon at Alberon RPG. You can see all kinds of cool things that are loaded up on there. We have post-game interviews. We have pictures. We have an entire session 0 for a campaign that will be starting on Sunday. All kinds of things available at Alberon RPG. We also, tomorrow, will be playing D&D at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here, where the wandering hearts have reached the edge of the valley where whispers die and nothing bad could possibly happen. And that will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are, on Sunday, going to be playing Session 1 of Iron and Thorn, Season 2. This is going to be the second anthology of games that is going to be set in 1930s New York. Upstate New York.
Yes,
very upstate New York. Yeah, very important for people to understand. We all know that for sure as players, and definitely took that into consideration when building our characters. We're also very responsible, and we finished our characters well ahead of time, not today.
Sure did. It's okay, the campaign's done.
Yeah.
Fully written.
100%. We also finished Fallout Blackheart of Texas this last Sunday. You can see all 4 sessions of that original Fallout adventure that is up on YouTube. It is a group of individuals who roll through the Texas wastelands en route to the Blackheart of Texas. And all of that is on at Alberon RPG on YouTube. And then, what?
Just trying to find a word. Let's say it.
And then that is all the announcements that we have for this week. And so it's time for this week's session of Mosaic Team 5. All right, Kara, to you with the recap.
Mosaic Team 5. When last we played, Shade arrived just in time for a rat-based freakout in the basement, or so we thought. Turns out that Bubbles is actually a little bit more skilled at running a laundromat than we all thought. Bubbles discovering the source of our rat plague being a shiny, newish-looking grate that appeared to have moved that connects to the liquor store. When Shade and Echo arrived downstairs, much concerned for Bubbles' health and safety, because he's down there with some rats, arrived to find that not only has Bubbles successfully scared away the rats, but has a solution for keeping them away. While Shade tinkers and sets that in place, Bubbles attempts to promote Echo to, I guess, Employee of the Month, and Echo agrees to have the portrait hung in the back of the back office.
Yay.
Yay. While they are discussing the particulars, the door closes. I guess we don't really have a chime on it. Maybe
Yet
we do.
indicates
There is a little chime on the exterior door.
There we go. We hear the door chime. And a call from above as Jasper, the liquor store owner, enters with a large cage. Inside the cage is a gift, a pet, a housewarming gift for us. And Gibbs, who is able to climb down after she and Spice unlock the door into the apartment upstairs that Echo so kindly locked behind them. Surely we'll not need to fix that later.
we already fixed it. Done.
We fixed it. But we had to fix it. Gibbs peeks under the curtain to see the wizard behind and is stunned but also excited to find a tentacled lizard fur creature that was kind of salamanderish but kind of furry.
Chicken.
Definitely a product of the biomancers. Refusing the Trojan horse gift, essentially, the team indicated to Jasper that maybe he might want to rethink his stance on us owning the laundromat and also stealing from biomancers, convincing him that we are actually attempting to run a speakeasy in the basement,
Oh, yeah.
and he caught us.
That's funny.
That's funny. And we are definitely not going to have to worry about that later.
Oh, he's dead now.
But I-
Unless he told him.
Anyway, continuing on.
The biomancers be like, and tell us about any cool drinking spots you know also.
Where's my pet? And also,
Speaking of biomancers, they were indeed on the hunt for their pet, their mascot. We saw them coming from miles away and decided to quick run upstairs to both fix the door and make a quick plan as to how to deal with them. The answer instead was, just be normal. We went downstairs and we were normal customers, and we convinced the actual customer who arrived to just kind of hang out and find himself a quiet little hiding space. He was provided with blankets, towels, he had his own little movie. It was great. Good customer service indeed. Complete with a fully caring staff. By which, I mean, they were a minimum wage paid staff in a laundromat, so therefore they cared about as much as they were paid. And successfully foiled the biomancers, and they were left untouched. We were then reminded that the biomancers were indeed here looking for somebody who had stolen a pet, and we knew exactly who that was, and maybe we have the responsibility to protect citizenry when we know they're in harm's way, even if it's not our fault and he brought it on himself. Just saying.
Jasper.
So the team goes over to the liquor store after leaving the customer behind on his lonesome and again in his nice little hidey hole to investigate the liquor store, which indeed is left unattended and the office trashed. After confirming that no one is left behind, Spice flirts a bit with the comic shop owner before being stage left, exited, pulled. What do you call
I don't
that?
cane?
Yang?
Is that a yeah? Yeah, what is that thing?
Let's not call it cane.
what?
We don't. That's different. It's
Well, isn't it
after
like a
dark.
hook?
Anyway,
What, to pull you off stage?
Yeah.
I don't think we were going to say that you got hooked either.
let's continue on.
Yeah.
Moving quite along.
Exit stage left.
We track the biomancers on the way through to the MTA,
Mars Transit
Mars
Authority.
Transit Authority, MTA station. And in the basement,
There's Dad.
a single corpse lying on a bench covered by a coat. We find Jasper's dead body, removed of all identification and valuable items. Echo speeds off after the train, for once actually getting a little tired, and follows the biomancers back to their hideout, the large dam structure, where they see and broadcast to the team their first sight of one of the biomancers' leaders, Nadar, a being able to manipulate the biomatter in the canals. And also, I guess, the owner of their mascot, who is actually a hamster and just a transforming creature that can
Figgy.
grow tentacles and feathers and other things just randomly. But I guess he's just normally just a hamster.
From a Starfinder mechanical term, it's a hamster that is also an evolutionist. And in Starfinder, there is an option for a giant space hamster. There are mechanics to make it smaller. So
Oh, shit. Oh.
We certainly won't think about that later. Upon returning to the station and discussing briefly about what course of action we should take, again, Spice and Gibbs, ever the moral authority, decide that it would be best to inform the next of kin, and they make their way to the second floor of the Blue Rat Apartments to inform Jared, Jasper's father, of his son's demise. He has been told. Whether or not he chooses to believe it is another thing entirely. Kindness. The team meets up at our hideout above the laundromat to discuss a way to take down this dam structure. I keep pointing here because there is a nicely drawn image of it on our battle cam. which you can see close up at AlBrownRPG on Instagram.
It's blue sky.
Mesra. Nope.
Blue sky.
Backtrack. Got sidetracked by Instagram. While we were at the apartment above the laundromat, Echo floats the idea that perhaps we should take on the Ares mission and gain more explosives in order to release the dams all at once. Mesra kindly informed us that the locals would not take well to us partnering with Ares, and that perhaps we should gain some street cred in order to do so. The best way to do that, she informed us, was to join her in the pits, the fighting pits of Crodite, the backwater section of Aphrodite, the scum and villainy section where everything happens, everything shady, and everything fun.
Yeah. Dope.
And now, as we discuss what potential identities we will take as our fighting team that will also not embarrass Mesra, that is where we begin our session.
Very nice. So for all of you, you now are walking with Mesra on your way towards probably the MTA station, unless you all wish to drive to Crodite, which is a risk for the vehicle. That is the part of this city that you typically... even the hover cars are up on concrete blocks when you leave them there. So you really want to be careful about that, but you can. The MTA will take you very close by to the Coliseum that forms the fighting pits of Aphrodite. And these sort
You
of...
can commute.
Yeah.
So
Commuters.
the fighting pits themselves, how far into Crodite are they? Like, are we going into the... Because there are levels within Crodite, too, as... Like, there's the like super mutant part that's got all the...
That's
like,
deep down.
Yeah.
So
Right.
when you pull up the map, you can see that there is a station that is called the Lilac Dreams Community Project Station.
Okay.
That is the closest one that you could take that does not bring you all the way down into the places that are more sludgy territory. The gang of mutants that are hard to reason with and have been causing quite a lot of problems for the citizenry here. And that would probably be the closest one. And it's relatively close. You would just walk through a sort of condemned area where a number of communities have closed and shuttered. And then through that, there is old warehouses, one of which has been turned into this huge stadium.
Okay.
Whichever method of transport you think is best, Mesra.
Mesra will nod and lead you all towards the MTA station.
Nice.
As you enter into this dark space, you can see the stone bricks and everything clean. A lot cleaner than you had last seen it, significantly cleaner than you had last seen it. There is no signs of a corpse or any kind of foul play, and you can see down the steps the kind of blinking lights. There has been no maintenance to this place, but somebody has cleaned up.
So probably the gang themselves.
Make a sense motive check.
Because, like, do they have cleaners?
Mesra makes their way down the stairs.
I
and
use
kind
my
of forms up
24-hour
on the
ticket.
platform. Okay, you little 24-hour ticket, and no problem, you make your way in. Mesra hops the turnstile.
I tap it for her too.
Okay,
14.
With a 14, you look around, and the lack of evidence makes it hard to understand who or what may be behind it. It could be the biomancers. It could be just critters that live in Mars. You're not super familiar with, like, you know that rats and stuff live around
Yeah.
here. You heard that they mutate.
Yeah, that's true.
Hard to tell. But you make your way down to the platform.
I did have some questions about how these events work.
You can see Mesra, brand new communicator on, kind of flips it open, looks through it, and kind of says, "Well, you have 3 minutes until the next train arrives. What would you like to know?"
Would this be a team competition or solo, one-on-one style?
Echo, you don't understand the purpose of this trip.
No.
I am going to register you all with the guild. You may need to perform some sort of audition or demonstration of your abilities to be ranked. That will happen individually.
Oh no, I'm not very good at fighting.
Are you saying that out loud?
Gibbs just sweats and goes, oh no, real quiet, but
Okay,
yeah,
no
don't say
problem.
that.
Echo, since presumably it's just us on the platform, uses the glamour projector to keep themselves
And
like their
Sweetie.
face.
Okay.
And then priorly described outfit.
So you do that, and Mesra says, "Be forewarned. Glamour projectors are forbidden and will not work as intended in the pits. Too much issues with ringers in the lower ranks."
Wait, then do we need a minute to go clothes shopping real quick? Because this is whole, like, cover within a cover thing. This is my best vest.
A single one of the 4 arms of this Kasatha goes on your head, kind of ruffling your mohawk, and Kasatha says, "Don't worry, I know a place."
Okay.
Shopping trip.
They kind of nod and they say, "And as all of you are with me, you will get only the best prices here."
Awesome.
Oh, I need to install this real quick, and I start tinkering.
Okay. What are you installing?
I'm installing the magic glove in my suit, or whatever. It takes an upgrade slot or some shit.
Okay. Yeah. We'll get back to that.
Cool.
It
It just looks like me going as I'm jamming this glove in my hand, but trying to get it to fit into the cuff.
Make an
link.
engineering check.
Gibbs.
Help me!
I'm turning it around like
Take
the
a
USB.
plus 4 conditional
that
modifier
is-
for shade. Sort of helping you. It's
14.
I imagine it's
With
sort
the
of like gives
plus.
you start messing around with it, and when the train arrives, there is a kind of, and the train like whooshes in. It's relatively quiet, but even with the magnetism, there is kind of this whine. And as you like the whine goes through, you look down and you can see like little bits of the glass kind of crack. It's like not looking great. You turn over and like Shade might be a better person to do this.
Put
Shade,
it in my hand.
this is going to be a slightly harder task now. You can see there is some damage to this, and Gibbs has kind of just gotten Gibbs gunk into it. Your Yosoki Trash Mystic sort of getting just sticky on it.
38.
Gibbs has made this harder than you would imagine, but a 38 is more than enough.
Nice.
As you install this, and really that's what you're doing over the course of the trip. This is about a 15-minute train ride. And as you do take this train, you kind of board this space. There is nobody else on the cart. It is almost abandoned here. You can see very much like the regular
is this the
MBTA
poo
here in
cart?
Boston. No, it's just like any Green Line. It looks like maybe it was cleaned like 3 or 4 years ago. The seats each barer than the next, and some of them seem to have moisture, kind of just about an inch of it.
So it is the poo cart, but all the carts are
Yeah,
poo carts
exactly.
at this point.
But you know, you can sit, you can stand.
Bubs will stand.
No problem.
Yeah.
You stand.
Gibbs will sit.
You
Bubs
sit.
is standing, but in that like very like small
Mag
way where
boot
it's like
stand so I can work.
No problem. You mag boots in, you really like engage your core, and you begin your engineering. As you travel, and as this train leaves the station, it exits the actual building and then emerges into a large tunnel, kind of following these roads until you get to an especially large tunnel with 6 lanes of traffic that unfold beneath you. The MTA tracks run above it all in a transparent sort of tube, and through a floor in the train that has a transparent bottom, you can see the commuters coming through and from. You can see a few of them kind of gazing up at you as they drive. You see one person have to like slam on the brakes as they almost rear end somebody in front of them. But you continue to travel. You are engineering these gloves. Is there anything that the rest of you are doing for this 15 minutes?
I'm looking up my outfit for Johnny Helicopter 2.
Okay.
Dope.
I'm kind of like thinking about like blending.
2
Uh,
dildos.
There's
The second you put a second one on, it becomes copyright infringement. Disney has a say.
there's a fabric that women will use for dress called crofin. What is it? It's kind of like see-through, but like you know what I'm talking about?
Chiffon.
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 Yeah,
Chiffon.
chiffon. Bubby's gonna probably do something like that.
Okay.
And he's like looking up like kind of he's gonna try to do like a little bit of something with like arm length kind of like like the sleeves go down. And
Oh, yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a very,
yeah.
like
Ric Flair.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like a Huggies kind of like.
Oh, hell
they're,
yeah.
They're like dragging, but I want the cuffs. He's really focusing on the cuffs right now, and
Okay.
the arms. But he has the idea of the fabric and the cuffs.
Okay.
So he's working on that.
So we'll get back to that, but you do some research. You
Yeah.
pull together a vision board on your communicator of what you want to look like, and you layer things on top of a previous picture that you got of Helicopter Johnny.
Yeah.
Anybody
He's going
else?
for
Anything
purples and
before
grays.
you reach the station?
Echo kind of looks around and is like, do we just need to remain quiet while on the train? And Echo kind of like gestures around. Or can we continue to talk?
You can see Mesra is sitting back, 2 arms over on the seats, 2 arms behind their head. My back is hurt, so I can't actually reach behind my head, but pretend that I'm doing that.
You also
I'll-
only have 2 arms.
I know. I'll do these 2 arms because it's the one that I can do right now. But man, be careful reaching over things, people. So they look at you and they raise their hands up above and they point and they say, "The intercoms here haven't worked for decades. There is so little money put into public transit that we are quite safe. But please feel free to do a check if you would like."
I'll check with my.
Make a
so
perception check.
close-
Make a computer check.
Echo trusts Mesra.
Okay.
Expertise.
33.
You don't detect anything aside from a very primitive computer that opens and closes the doors and one that could engage an emergency brake.
In that case, any suggestions for things that would impress your colleagues? Or should we lay low and remain lower on the ranking list?
Again, I do not intend for any of you to fight, but if you would like to, you will start in a lower rank and prove your way up. If you intend to do this, you should work on a theme, something that can unite you and make people speak about you.
I personally did not have intentions of fighting in the pits. I just want to know how to best achieve this goal.
They nod, and
I
they
do not
say,
wish to embarrass you.
they lean over to you. They get really close and they whisper, "You have nothing to worry about." And they just lean back.
Echo just like sits back. It's like
Gives his ears twitch a little and is like,
I will think about a strategy. And just kind of like
What is the biomancer's presence like in the pits?
There should be no biomancers in the pits. The fighting guild looks after their own, and they frown upon exterior intervention. Anything else?
What are your thoughts on the biomancers?
They're different than what I remember. More organized, more militant. But no matter. They will bend or break in time. That is your intention here, after all, is it not?
One of many.
They nod, and they say, "So regardless of what I think about them, I think they are temporary."
What do you mean more militant? Do you think they're somehow getting like a backing from someone or something?
They shrug all 4 shoulders and just say, "I honestly don't know. This is more of your all's area of expertise. When it comes to a fight, I prefer something more straightforward."
I merely wish to know Mesra's opinion on the biomancers and their current state.
They're quite ugly.
That is true.
I would imagine.
There is a Yusoki biomancer I saw. That is quite ugly for a Yusoki. It looks almost human.
Just kind of nod. The 15 minutes pass.
That's an ugly ass Yusoki.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
and we're normally so cute and lovable.
So much so. You can
Don't
see,
you want to snuggle me?
as you make your way off that main road, kind of veering very quickly, there is some kind of an inertial dampener because the speed with which you round corners is quite quick. And you kind of brace yourselves, but there is really no need, just a gentle sway. And you find that you are now passing over a or underneath an archway actually, that features a bolted-on faded sign that reads, "Welcome to the Lilac Dream Community Project." As you pass beneath, you can look off to either side of the street, and every single building is condemned to the point of ruination. You can see straight through most of these buildings, and where there is still floors, you can see mostly just rubble accumulated. There are piles of concrete, twisted steel, just burned out shells of buildings really, boarded up and abandoned long ago, save one that you pass by on the left that seems to be relatively intact, but no exterior power or obvious signs of like living. It seems to be the best of a bad group of buildings. But you pass through all of that, you make your way into a row of old warehouses that just kind of pass by on the left and the right, some clearly still in use. And here and there now you can see people. There are relatively armored cars passing through here, and you can also see in the distance a huge coliseum of steel and concrete that has these huge lights that just shine up almost like spotlights around it. And hovering all around it, you can see just this wasteland of concrete that reminds you a little bit of the Bloodwalk aboard the Prime Station, because you can see like it's just rusted steel that in places has actually become almost just sand of rust. It looks almost like a little bit of a desert kind of over a metal deck, and there are just little piles of concrete hovels and small tents and things that are scattered in clusters, almost like little camps, and there are fires that burn here. However, the train station that you pull up to is maybe a 10-minute walk from where those kind of tents and things begin. And as it pulls up, there is an automated voice that crackles something unintelligible out, the speaker system clearly badly damaged, and the doors open. They stick, but they open. And you can make your way out into the streets here of the warehouse kind of district. In front of you, there is a direct road that leads to a place where the steel and concrete just become rusty sand. And you can see in the distance there are a number of different tents and things. Mesra begins to walk in that direction, and she turns and she says, "Stay close, and again, do not embarrass me. This is my home." They move in the direction of one of the larger buildings, 2-story structures. Maybe a parking garage at one time, but now you can see it is like heavily fortified, and there's a number of lights and things of that nature. As they approach, you can also see there is a painted sign on the front that reads, "Candicier's Combat Collectibles." Mesra turns to you and says, "This is an associate of mine. They have many items in here, but this is where you can obtain things for your outfits."
Is her name Candace?
Candicier, yes.
Candicier.
Oh, I should write that
And
down.
they are an Espraxa.
Oh, that's a new one.
They push the door open.
Echo knows what that is. Joe, what's an espresso?
An Espraxa is a chicken man. To not put too fine of a point on it, it is an amorphized chicken person. And as you sort of see the door pushed open, you can see there is indeed very much a chicken man.
Like
You are seeing
Foghorn.
full-on Foghorn Leghorn, with the exception of the fact that he is wearing a t-shirt. You can see around his waist, which is quite wide. He has a big belly, very much like Foghorn Leghorn. There is a mock like WWE style belt that you can see has the Mars Fighting Pit kind of logo across it. There's a number of little like fake gemstones and things like that. And all across the walls here, you can see there are t-shirts, figurines, mock belts, masks, framed vid screens that play selected highlights from specific fighters and factions. Pretty much anything of a specific pit fighter could be found here.
Ooh, I go find the measure section.
And okay, you rush off. You can see off in one corner of space, there is just piles of costumes, just hundreds. If you've ever been to the garment district,
Oh, yes!
you are looking at a corner that is just copy and pasted garment district. For those of you who do not live in Boston, we have a wonderful store in Somerville that is called the Garment District, and you can go and buy clothing by the pound. And you can see there is a sign that is selling this by the pound. You can purchase this by weight. It is very cheap. Some of this looks lightly used, but these are all various bits of like wrestling costumes. And from your research, you can see like everything that you could possibly want here. It will sort of come down to just combing through and finding the right things, but you can see tons and tons of cool things. You have a very good sense of smell, correct? with the current
That's
sort,
unfortunate.
it's
Yeah,
yeah, it is, and
Tone it down.
Matt shows it as a feat.
Ew.
But you can smell
Much
from the bottom here,
better
aside from the various sort of bits and bobs that you can see, you can smell something very unusual. Make a life sciences check.
Life sciences.
Yeah.
Damn, I should probably start leveling up my life sciences. Because that's a 9.
It smells
was a bad
like
roll, too.
body odor, and clearly this is a place that is inhabited by people who work hard and are active. You can really smell that here. It's weird that it has kind of a sour tinge, almost reptilian, but probably just body odor. This chicken man kind of turns, looks at all of
Well,
you.
chickens are kind of reptilian.
They turn and they just kind of say, "Welcome over." Oh, and Gibbs just off
Look,
into the
Mesra!
distance. But you rush up to one corner and you can see there is like a little shrine to Mesra. You see there is a regular mannequin pose, but there have been a second set of like arms that have been attached to the shoulders. This is not a Kasatha mannequin.
Yeah,
it is
it
a
is
human
made,
mannequin that
yeah.
has been made Kasatha. You could
Oh.
see fake belt. You could see very much wearing exactly what Mesra is wearing. This looks like probably something that she wore in the past.
Yeah.
This is like, and you can see from the price tag almost certainly this is like 8,000 credits for a garment.
Wow.
There are T-shirts, there are posters, there are little
Can she just take it
figurines.
back?
What?
Can she just take it back if she wants?
You can ask.
You don't
if
know what the
want to.
arrangement
This
is
is
here.
the Hall of Fame. You can't
Yeah.
steal from the Hall of
I
Fame.
don't know.
There's like
This-
keychains with her on it.
At this, as like Gibbs runs off, Mesra looks to all of you and says, "She'll be even more excited when she gets into the fighting guild." But this is mostly just like collectibles and things for people who come to the fights. There are no weapons here. There are no like bits of armor.
Except for like foam fingers.
Yeah, and even the foam fingers look like they probably deal no damage. You do kind of, Mesra looks at you, senses some disappointment coming from Echo, and says, "Once you have become a member of the Fighting Guild, I assure you our store is second to none. The quartermaster is a wonderful person who tracks down the most exquisite items."
Guys, look, it's Mesra.
She turns and like looks up and like looks at the outfit.
I hold the little bobblehead of Mesra.
The head bobbles, all the arms bobble too. It's a pretty fantastic item. But she looks up at this and she says, "This was the very garment I wore the last time I fought my most hated rival, Yunlisa."
Yoon Lisa,
Spits
curse
on
you.
the ground,
Achoo.
and you can see the Espresso goes, and comes
Starts
around,
to see
like,
the acid
pulls
burn
out like a
through.
little mud. There's no acid, but they go and they just kind of start mopping it up. They turn and they say, "Hey, Mesra, it's great to see you." And Mesra goes, "It has been some time. Yes, Candaceer. These are my students, and they are going to be equipped for some tryouts for the Fighters Guild. You will allow them to take whatever they wish, yes?" And you can see the Espresso nods. Their little gobbling flap kind of goes up and down. And they say, "Oh, of course. Anything for you, Mesra. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for the shop." And they nod.
Echo leans over and says, and like gets close to his face. "You know, somebody might want to pay a lot of money for that."
And you're pointing at
The spit.
the spit. He turns, he mops it up and says, "You know, I really try not to have people who will pay for things like that in the shop. We get enough weirdos already. Please help yourself to the costumes off in the corner, and you guys can kind of make your way. Now, Bubbles, you have a very clear vision for what you want, correct?
Yeah, kinda.
So roll, so do this.
I mean, I wanna. If we're gonna have like a team outfit, though, I wanna wear.
Okay,
people.
okay.
Okay.
Consider what
Okay.
you
We
want
all
to do.
get bell bottoms.
This is just a garment district style like pile of clothing, and so what you'll find, very similar to the garment district, is varying. And so you can wear whatever you would like. The quality and the closeness to this will be based on a D100 roll.
Okay.
If there is something that you have that can benefit this D100 roll, let me know what it is, and I can see if we
Ooh.
can add to it.
Spice is going to unclick Cinema Q from her hip and bring it to life and be like,
Baby, you're on deck. You need to help us dress to impress.
So if you guys take a little bit of time with Cinemacue, we will say that for the bonus for that, you guys can add 20 to your D100 roll. It is
Okay.
substantially helpful. Cinemacue like gets up and there is a moment where they make that sound
Analyzing.
and they just scan. There is like the Wally style, the Eve style like scan across the whole clothing pile, and then suddenly you see behind Cinemacue all the little outfits and garments appear. They create this like virtual closet. What was that, Echo?
Got a 16 on my dice.
Okay, that's a 36 overall. Is there anything that you can do to add to that or that you feel might help you make that better?
It's Echo.
I feel like that tracks.
Wait, Dan, I want to know what your vision was.
I mean, I got it.
Are we doing a theme? Or?
As I'm like,
Yeah, I wanna do a
rifling
theme,
through
but I
have to
these,
know what
can
your
I try
theme
to
is.
Use my smell
going to
to hone in on this reptilian scent to see if I can locate the source of that weird.
I'll say
anomaly.
given just your ability with that smell, you know that it's coming from kind of all over. What it might be, hard to tell, and without really knowing more, it's hard to pinpoint where it could be coming from. Like you said, this is a chicken man, and chickens are related to lizards, and so maybe you know that. You also look over, and Gibbs has just been running around.
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
I'm also thinking back of Figgy. Figgy was kind of chickeny and lizardy.
And also a hamster.
And hamstery. Yeah.
But
All over the
Um,
place.
That little
so
hamster
we
with
were
big
thinking maybe
adventures.
luchadorian
Ooh.
vibes.
74 plus 20, 94.
Does that fit with something you could do?
I also think if it's Mesra who has her face covered, it would make sense that her disciples have their face covered, even though they're not Kasatha.
Yeah.
So luchador theme
I had
might
already
work.
kind of factored that into
Is the
my
face covering
ideas.
cultural or a choice?
It's
Mesra would say, "It is a cultural thing amongst my people."
Then we might not want to do that.
What if we just did our eyes though, opposites? You know, like
If you intend to
Superman
cover
masks.
your faces, that is fine, but do not draw attention to it being related to the Kasatha.
Yeah, it's different. I feel like a luchador mask is not the same as like the
No.
No.
Kasatha
It would
mask.
be like all of you gluing antenna on your heads to honor Spice.
I think you
Yeah,
guys
Well, I
should.
guess
should.
you shouldn't tell her about
The
La Junta Cinco de Mayo.
I think that's a brilliant idea, and I think that costume needs that, actually.
Please, no.
So, who is wearing what?
I was thinking. I mean, I like the luchador idea.
Okay.
But I was also thinking, you know, if we're gonna have like a fun costume, we should go big. I was thinking kind of like you know those like capes that have like the velvet inside, but then the outside of the cape is like all like feathers, but it's like not like actual feathers. It's kind of like that shag carpeting kind of like fabric that's like very like.
Fluffy.
Yes, so
Birds
Ziggy
of War
Stardust
from Maurice.
level
very.
doll.
So you're
Very
thinking
like-
like a feathered, almost like cloak that has like a velvet interior.
Yeah.
Okay.
like a scary doll.
But
I love it.
really,
It's like Howl.
I really want to emphasize like the velvet, like
Yeah.
on the inside,
Yeah.
and the outside is supposed to be like the fabric, like the shag. I don't know what it's called, but it's like the kind of like shag.
Velour.
No, it's not velour.
No, but I know
I've been
exactly
learning-
what you're
I've been
talking
learning.
And
about.
texture.
I've been
Yeah.
learning fashion. I know
No
it's
problem.
not
So what was your D100 roll?
velour. I need help with that.
Okay.
I need.
You just bought a bunch of players.
Yeah.
I don't-
We get this dude.
I don't know
We
what
get
you're-
this dude dice
sorry,
all the
I
time
can't
for
find
this.
two
I think those are each
are
ones.
singles, so.
The PS the same issue.
68 plus 20 is
83.
83.
You are able to find all of these pieces. It is not maybe the exact colors that you want, but you do find everything. You find this cloak. You find the outside and you're just like, oh man, I hope it's velvet on the other side. You whirl it around. Not only is it velvet, it's clean. There's no blood stains. There is no stretching, and it's in your size. This is something that you don't even really need to get tailored. You do find that some of these sleeves a little bit longer than you would like, and so they're almost kind of like wings. But aside from that,
That's what I want. That's great.
then perfect. You look a little bit like from behind like a parrot, but aside from that, great.
So birds of a
Shade,
feather?
what was your D100 roll?
94.
94. How do you look?
Well, I was gonna go with something a little more like the sort of Gara
Yeah.
theme that you had gone with.
But we gotta be flashy.
Like Gara from
Like
Naruto?
more like
Yeah,
monk,
text this morning.
monk ninja
Oh,
style.
I didn't read any of it. I'm sorry.
So,
But I'm thinking on the fly. We're just switching it all up.
yeah. So now I guess
So we've got Don Quixote, Gara?
no, because now we are doing feathers and
Birds?
stuff.
Yeah.
Do we need to have a theme?
Measure-
Messer mentioned that we could just be individuals and not have a theme if we do not intend to fight in the pits.
Mesra says, it may be helpful for you to think of a moniker. That is what leads many people. For instance, Bubbles. What will your ring name be?
Well, I used
Johnny
Johnny
Helicopter.
before.
Very well, Johnny Helicopter. Though I don't understand what a helicopter is or how you might be connected to it. Very well.
That's a flighting thing, a thing with flies. I'm just spitballing themes here. You got feathers and you got flying. You got a very strong vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's
If you want a second, we can come back to you.
yeah, probably.
Echo?
Echo's intention,
Yes, let's hear
whether
the
or not
intention.
they successfully
Yeah, I'll tell
get
you,
it,
I'll tell you.
was to go for like some sort of like bright yellow, kind of like cargo-y pants.
What?
But like, hey, you know what?
I
You
like
got
a
your
good cargo
thing.
pants.
You let me have my thing.
Okay, alright.
And just like a white sleeveless shirt, and then like the hand wraps, going after the idea of like it's an unarmed combat, and they are really quick. So their view was just like get in, punch, get out. And so they had been going for that kind of like the upper half of Bruce Willis and Die Hard.
Yeah, 1000%. So with your roll, surprisingly, you find all of that.
Wow.
And you find it in the right size, and it feels like athletic wear. This feels great. You get the sense that this is pretty heavily used. It feels like it's been cleaned, but there is something about it that is a little
Smell
disconcerting.
like lizards.
Make a perception
If
check.
we're not gonna, can I change my costume if we're not gonna like all match? Because I have a different idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. It might
Oh, you were
smell
expecting
like
all of us to
lizards.
find feathered velvet?
I don't know. I don't know. I was saying, I was saying just, I just made it up.
With a 34, you smell this garment, just kind of holding it close, and there is the faintest bit of pee perhaps in this. The yellow does a good job of hiding it, but whoever wore these probably took a nasty kidney shot or something similar.
Ouch.
And probably the reason that these are in this garment is that it's hard to come back from peeing yourself in front of a crowd. But that being said, you can't see it. You know, it's
But
a
you know it's
relic
there.
of the past.
Echo
It's-
looks around for just like a biker helmet that's like a one piece that they can just go because
Yeah.
now they really don't want to be seen.
Not a biker helmet to be found.
No.
But you do find exactly what you are looking for. You just know that it has a history attached to it, and that sucks.
I could probably go back to the laundromat and wash these before the tryouts.
Bubbles, you don't know why, but like you feel a chill go down your spine when Echo says that. But no problem. You have found your garment.
Do not think to collect.
We don't have time for laundry. Do you want me to give that a quick clean?
Was it lizard
I
pee?
can clean it for you.
Was it lizard pee?
That would be
Hard to tell.
wonderful.
I token spell the pee off of it and put it in my jar.
You token spell it, nothing really comes off. It is clean. Again, it's so if you've ever worked in a hospital,
No, I know what it is.
there's just this faint smell that you just won't
Can I
really
placebo
leave.
effect this for Echo? Though?
Yeah, for sure.
Great.
For sure.
I'm like pulling grime from elsewhere, like
Sure.
from my own hand as I'm holding the garment, like through the garment, so it looks like I'm pulling a lot of dirt and grime, and
It's
I
like
put it in
one
my
of those
bottle.
ooze things. These like
Okay.
tubes of just cycling dust.
just to see if Echo knows what's going on. Echo knows what's going on.
Damn.
No problem. But you have these garments,
It was
and they
well
are
intentioned.
technically
was.
more clean.
That's why Echo's not going to say anything.
Here you go. That's clean now.
Spice, do you know what you want to wear?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's way more elaborate than that.
No way.
So you see Spice come out of the fitting room. Oh, should I roll first to see if I get it?
No, describe it and then
kinda
roll. I think will be even more
Okay.
funny for you.
She comes out and she does one of these, almost like with a giant fan, and she goes, "Meet Helicles." And then you see this giant, like, horned golden helmet with, like, tassels coming off the top. She's got golden hand wraps that go up her hands and then up her feet as well, up to her calves. She's got, like, a monk garb dress thing. Super stretchy and athletic, so like athleisure for space princesses, I
Okay.
suppose. Yeah. And she comes out, and maybe it has like similar velvet accents, like his coat or his
Okay.
cape
Not a sponsor.
somewhere.
Go ahead and roll a D100.
Okay, please. begin.
Velvet Accents? Is that a company?
No, the costume.
Ah.
Just
Or
in
like
case
the
anyone
same
recognizes.
color scheme as whatever is going on over there.
Okay.
I was imagining golden green, but maybe it's orange. What color did you say your cape was?
He's changing.
I'm changing.
Oh, damn. Well,
That was outfit 1.
Be quiet.
so 55 plus 20 is 75?
75. With the 75, you are able to find most of that.
Okay.
You cannot find for the life of you, as you like look around for something, a monk-like dress. You
Okay.
have the option of something that is like a standard martial arts gi. It is either going to be far too large or far too small, but not like in a flattering way, really in like you shrunk your clothes in the dryer
Yeah.
kind of way.
Mm.
Or on sort of a different end of the spectrum, there is a very sort of tattered and ratty looking, like almost like, you know, when you're a little kid, you can get like the ninja costume at Spirit Halloween,
Yeah.
like that. It's very cheaply put together. It has like not even like leather, but like these like pleather plasticky little like armbands.
75.
Aside from that, though, you find the gold hand wraps. You find all the other
The
accoutrements.
the helmet with the.
You certainly
Okay,
do.
that's gonna be the showstopper, anyways.
Yeah.
It's made mostly out of gold.
And then Echo, what was your
wrappers from
stage name going to be?
Echo never said.
Yeah.
Echo was
Are we doing Boyd's?
Boyd's?
Boyd's? Are we doing Boyd's?
Echo was thinking along the lines of something bright and quick. So they were thinking either like lightning or flash or strike or just it.
No, you
Mesra
can't be
turns
it.
to you and says, "What is your stage name going to be, Echo?"
Well, I mostly just wanted to think about how I was going to go in fast and strike. And I was thinking something like lightning or
Lightning
It-
it is.
What about brisk? Or
Soda?
swift?
Did you just chat GPT that?
No, I fucking googled it because I'm an old heathen.
brisk iced tea?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was
That's fine.
thinking.
Oh, I was thinking.
Uh,
I thought you said Shrike because of Boyd's.
Lightning.
strike,
Shrike?
actually.
Shrike.
Shrike,
is good.
please.
There we go. We're doing Boyd's. We're doing Boyd's.
I do
Shrike.
like the birds.
We're doing Boyd's.
Actually, the birds. I have
Birds
I
of
would like to
war.
recant, I enjoy the birds. Kara enjoys the birds.
Okay. So we have Johnny Helicopter, we have Helicles, and we have Shrike. Gibbs.
Alright, well, I don't think we do that. So, Gibbs, my original plan was to just get a pair of, like, theatrical bloomers.
What the fuck?
Like, shorts, but, like with the helicopter,
Yeah,
like, with the
yeah,
aviator
yeah.
sort of theme to them, so they
Yeah.
kind of have, like, the Amelia Earhart,
Oh, for birds.
like,
Like,
size.
riding crop sort of things.
Yeah, so they're kind of, like,
crop
very hippie.
Yeah.
I
It's not-
literally cannot imagine.
Amelia
Now you're
Earhart?
talking more about like bell bottoms, sort of.
It's opposite.
Aviator pants.
Someone Google Amelia Earhart
Yeah.
real quick and find a full body.
Oh, I know what you're
Aviator
talking
pants.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's not bloomers.
They're like the.
They're like
Okay.
these.
They're like
Gotcha.
these.
Gotcha. Okay. I
Yeah,
see, I
yeah,
see,
Yeah,
I see.
that they're like big on the thighs and then kind of
Yeah.
skinny at the
They've got the like
boots.
flat
Basically
things.
parachute pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
but if parachute pants tapered down at the knee
Yes.
and got
These-
real form fitting.
Yeah.
These bad Larrys.
These bad Larrys. Oh,
Yeah,
those are some
usually
bad
like brown.
Larrys. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So sci-fi that.
So just that, and then just
Yeah.
like topless.
Those are like
So then Gibbs
shades
is gonna
day
spend
pants.
the rest of her time paper macheing her bottle
What the fuck?
to look like a big old bottle of moonshine. I don't
And
know.
that's it. Just pants and moonshine. All right, nips out, pants and moonshine.
Gibbs finds a headband and throws a feather
That's
and a lightning bolt in it.
You have
There
so
you
many
go, okay.
titties.
Yeah.
I'm a rat.
All 6.
So no problem.
All
Roll your
7?
D100.
Oh, and I'm gonna scavenge. I'm
Okay.
gonna help by scavenging.
So add 40 when you add Cinnamon Hughes and your scavenging background. D100 plus 40.
82 plus 40 is
Damn, 122.
too bad. I only need like one
Yes.
thing.
Give some to Bobs.
Yeah, give some the bubs, please.
You find it's like a prop that somebody must have used. It's this hollow container that looks designed for moonshine. It's like a big keg.
Nice.
And you could just it opens and you can just close
Love
it like
it.
a clip around. It has a space for like backpack straps, but
Oh,
you
you
can kind of
could put ice
reconfigure it
in
to
it,
go
too.
around.
No,
there.
I'm gonna hold it now by its little
Keeps
like
it cold.
Yeah.
a little handle,
Oh, yeah.
and Gibbs now just like totes her little bottle
It's
of moonshine.
huge. So like
It's
it's
really
a
un-
two-handed
yeah.
item if you're gonna do it like that.
Right.
But yeah, you lunk it around.
Yeah, this is now Gibbs.
no problem.
In
You
her.
have the pants, you
My
have the
easier
headband.
hands for fighting.
And Gibbs, what is your stage name going to be?
It was gonna be zonk, but because it's a word for drunk,
Yeah.
but it's not very bird themed. So
Oh,
I'll
what's
do
that bird that gets
zonk
drunk?
Ka.
Zonk.
A lot of birds eat drunk.
Yeah,
There's
that's a
like a
wrestler's dinner if I ever heard one. And then finally, Shade. Back around the horn to you now.
I gotta do mine again.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I'll get save mine for
Bubbles,
last.
please.
Okay.
Okay. Shade.
All right. So I'm gonna do like pretty simple, just like wraps, full body wraps
Okay.
over the head and stuff. Kind of like you ever see Rurouni Kenshin?
Yeah.
Shishio?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Wraps like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
No problem.
And then like kind of like over that, simple cloaky
Oh
type
wow.
monks.
Make a D100 roll.
I had rolled a 94.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa. Okay. 94. But with that, whoa.
No, don't give it to me. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Sorry, blame Talon.
Talon.
With that whoa
What?
from Talon.
He's looking too cool.
You are able to find these wraps. The only kind of cloak that you can find, you can turn it inside out and it will just have a gray background and that will be fine. But if you look on the inside, there is a big heart and it just says in sparkling rhinestones, bitch. And you can take
Oh,
it off if you want, but it will still, you'll still see the word kind of like,
Awesome!
Feel it in me.
etched over there. The heart is very much like incorporated into the fabric. You can't remove the heart. But turning it inside out, gray cloak. You could also just opt to go no cloak.
No what?
No cloak.
No cloak.
No capes.
No cape.
Oh,
No
yeah,
capes.
no cloak's fine.
You cast the bitch cloak aside, and you instead go ahead
I
and,
don't want to accidentally
get some
get that
wraps.
visible, and I'm gonna be the bitch fighter. That feels like that's unless it's like Clown Baby.
But all of you have your outfits. Bubbles,
That's
you
to-
see your team put together their outfits, and you're not feeling super confident in
Okay.
yours anymore. You looked and you thought maybe there'd be more of a theme, but you're not really seeing it.
So did we.
You've
Yeah.
heard several people
we
say
did
the
kinda
word
months.
bird, but you're still not really sure why. What are you gonna
Oh,
change
yeah.
to?
Do I get to use my roll from previous or the re-roll?
You can use your roll from previous.
Okay.
No, you know what? Let's re-roll. I think that's
Yes!
good.
Bubs is then gonna be really good friends with Gibbs. Gibbs, I really have this idea for something, but like I don't know, and like, can you like help me?
Sure, give me color.
Well, it's like kind of like do you know like when colors like have like fights?
When colors have fights?
Oh yeah, they call them clashing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Opposites of the color wheel.
Yeah,
I got
like when
you.
the colors fight.
Because I feel like that will inspire people to be like, oh, he's gonna fight me because the colors are fighting.
Right.
Bubs.
What?
Bubs never change.
5D chess.
I will. Can I support Bubs by just kind of burrowing into the pile and then every so often holding up two garments and being like, "Look, they clash!"
Hold on.
Yeah.
So Bubs, the thing that Bubs needs for this outfit to work is Bubs needs a baseball hat with various colors, like a rainbow kind of.
Okay.
And what he's gonna do is, and if he can find it, but he's probably gonna have to make it, is he's gonna try to like stick like a pen up there or some kind of like cylinder, and then he's gonna put like a little wings on it and have like a little kid's
like
like,
some sort of-
helicopter hat. If he can find it, I'll
So
get
you're
it,
just
but
looking for the helicopter.
I'm looking
beanie.
for the helicopter hat.
Okay, roll a d100.
This fucking
Can I help?
Yeah.
And I'll say with Gibbs scavenger feat, you can add an additional
can't
20
that
for that
just
40.
be the woe?
It's the timing, unfortunately.
You know?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You don't need a woe.
54 plus
40.
40, 94
With
plus
an-
20.
No.
That's
40 total.
total.
I did
So with the
math.
94, you dig through everything. You're starting to lose hope. You're not finding anything really. For whatever reason, when people think fighting pits of Aphrodite, they're not thinking trucker hat. But you pull these things apart and you kind of lift off what looks like a giant refrigerator costume. And underneath that, there is a beanie. It is red, white, blue, green, and purple in like these alternating colors. You could see a little red kind of propeller. And as you flip it inside, it will take a single fuel cell for like a weapon, but this thing will spin. It's a powered item.
Is this a Van chart?
Is this a what?
A Van chart.
I don't know what that
What's
is.
that?
Well, here in this universe, we have Carhartt. They
Uh,
have Van
Oh.
charts.
No, this is very much like the thing that you would send away 13 box tops for and you would get in the mail.
Oh.
It has like the little crown around it, and it's,
The
you know,
Scholastic Book Club.
very much, very much.
Okay, for the rest of the costume, if Bubs can just find like a white dress shirt, that probably isn't hard.
Yeah, easy
White
enough.
dress shirt. Can I get suspender? Any colored suspenders I could find? If not,
Easy
I'll just get a.
Are you dressing up as Pee Wee Herman?
Get some red suspenders. Yeah, no problem.
If I can get if there's a bow tie,
really.
if I can find a regular tie, I can tie it into a bow tie. 'cause
Yep,
you can do
easy
that
enough. You
sometimes.
can get a red tie.
Bubs looks at
This
us and is
went
like,
from
these
super
nerds,
cool
and then
to
it's like,
the most unsexy outfit I can possibly think of.
And then Bubs, the piece of resistance is Bubs needs flannel. So I'm thinking kind of like
I'm just gonna draw a clown.
like no, it's not clown.
I'm getting the
It's nerd boy aesthetic.
clown.
I'm thinking
All I
Alfalfa when he
need is
dresses up for his date.
Yes,
It's
I'll-
literally-
With a flannel.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No problem. You find all that, you do all that. And remember, you chose this. This was your 94. This is what you
What
wanted.
the, that is
that's where you
not.
started.
Yeah, that's where you started.
So no problem.
That's
You
it.
all have your outfits. Shade, what was your stage name
Now
going to
it's
be?
coming through.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
what
good
did we?
That's a good
So are we doing birds? Did we do birds? We kind of did birds.
We did
Johnny
birds
Helicopter, Helicles, Shrike, Zonkacaw, and then
Hawk guy.
I hate you.
What has to do with
I hate you.
Hawk Guy. Very specifically, not Hawkeye. Hawk Guy. Different property.
AKA bitch.
You look back at that cape, it might kind of
There
fit.
is a bird called the helicopter bird.
Kind of like Doctor Strange,
Okay.
the bitch cape. Kind of comes, it's chosen you.
No, I'll do.
It's
just-
actually the hummingbird. The
just
hummingbird
Hawk.
is the
Hawk.
helicopter.
Just Hawk.
yeah, easier. Because that's
I'd like to be Hawk Tua. No, thank you.
All right.
Sorry.
Finger guy? What?
Mesra looks at all of you, kind of approving, looks at Bubbles, then approving.
Oh wait,
They
look. Oh.
say, each of you has chosen a persona that will be right at home in the fighting pits. And Bubbles, you tried hard too.
I feel like your outfit told a really sad story about how somebody who was dressed up like a
No, that's 'cause
refrigerator sat on a kid and he died.
Everyone's gonna bet against this guy. We bet on
1,000%.
I'm
You
the underdog.
you
Yeah.
created the living avatar.
He's
of the
clown
underdog.
baby.
I'm not clown baby. I'm
Yes,
alpha.
you are!
Alpha.
You're
Mesra
clown.
turns, kind of touches her brow to Candace here, who kind of nods back and says, "It was great seeing you again, Mesra."
How much for this bobblehead?
Mesra, or the person turns to you. They look at it and they say, You're with Mesra, no charge. You take the little 6 bobblehead.
I go to put it in my pocket and realize I don't have pockets, and I'm like, fuck.
No problem. You just hold
That's what
it.
all the space in the pants is for.
So
I put it in my pants.
sure, shove it right down there. You can see everybody kind of stops and looks at you, but then
Slides out of the way.
Mesra goes, anyways,
That's why the
will
thighs are tight.
be making our way to the fighting pits now. And she turns and she makes her way out. You make your way out. All of you follow. You continue towards the larger sort of Colosseum in the distance. Often to your left, the only other thing that sort of kind of opens up, although there are actually a few other sort of tents and little hovels that do have people living in them. You can actually see in a few places people have dragged couches and metal tables. It's been a long day because my back is hurt. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I couldn't fall back asleep, so I've been up. They have dragged couches and metal tables up onto the balconies and roofs of many of these buildings, and people are like drinking. You can smell like cigar smoke as people are just like living life out here in the sort of slums of Aphrodite. You do see often to your left, and Shade and Gibbs, the two of you smell, there's food. And actually, Echo, for you, this is very peculiar. You can see there is something that just says Star Snacks. It is a small metal stall with a large overhanging roof that provides a little space for speakers and red string lights that hang down and sparkle with artificial effects. But beneath the window, you can see past the wide-set woman who is kind of slinging this food, there is just piles of yellow nutrient cubes.
Nice.
You can see just mountains of them. And here they seem to be getting sprayed in either a liquid sugar or a salty solution and then rolled in different sort of things to form a sort of snack version of a yellow nutrient cubes. You see there are like sweet cereals, processed fruits, candies. There's different syrups that can just be rolled up, and then these are dropped in a cone of newspaper and sold as is. Past this sort of thing, you can see there are a number of other kind of stalls and little shops where people sell different like snacks and things. There are people selling water bottles and like those little fans that have the spray bottles attached to them. All kinds of things like that kind of line the street that leads up to this Colosseum. And the Colosseum in the distance is grand. You can see the fighting pits is a massive 4-story structure that looks almost like a pyramid. The tiers of each is occupied by various statues of fighters cast in 3D printed concrete. You can see off in the distance on the second tier a statue of Mesra themselves, kind of up and illuminated through light. People have put like masks and like painted things on there. They're almost each one like a shrine to these different fighters.
Wow,
you can see
Mesra.
that is like a beautiful spot off and in the distance, kind of the lone glimmering jewel in this wasteland of small hovels.
Have you
Measure-
considered starting a religion?
Mesra turns and she says, religions are for making money. I live to fight.
Nice.
Measure, what kind of shape is the stage? Because I know sometimes they have octagons and sometimes they have like rings that are like, they say they're called rings, but like they're actually like squares.
It is a large oval. Most times, it can be refigured for large mechanical combat and extra large creatures.
You do mech fights here?
I do not,
They do?
but they do on occasion for special events.
On Sundays.
Sunday. But Mesra turns and stops. And you can see the red eyes narrow over this bandana. And she turns to all of you. And she says, you remember what I said about defending my honor, yes?
Don't embarrass you.
And fuck up people who do.
They nod. And you see she nods her head off, and following her gaze across the street, now kind of walking in your direction, you see
Oh, is it the
two
enemy?
humans on either side of a walking red arcade cabinet. You can see it has just legs, mechanical arms.
What?
You've seen SROs before. This is a arcade cabinet that at some point has gained sentience. The face now just like a virtualized face on the arcade screen. The joysticks have been removed, kind of like a smooth chest plate that is certainly armored. This is a group of individuals who are brightly dressed. You can see there is somebody who is dressed in this almost monk-like attire. You can see they have like hand wraps, they have a headband, they are a human, they are wearing golden boots. You see another person who is wearing just a very simple kind of like white almost gi, but underneath it they have almost these like luminescent glowing tattoos. You can see Floating a little bit behind and above the SRO sort of red arcade machine, there is a contemplative, this floating brain with these withered little arms, and you can see just this mote of almost starlight that just orbits around their head. And then you see another human. They are wearing a black turtleneck, black pants, and they are just devastatingly attractive. You can see they're wearing sunglasses, even indoors, even at night, even in Aphrodite. And they are smoking a cigarette. And behind all of them, there is a Kasatha. And for you, Gibbs, who had gone to the Mesra section, you had seen Mesra look up at this outfit, and she said, "This is the last thing I wore when I last defeated my rival." Behind this, there was a picture of her standing on top of the broken arms of her rival, and you see none other than Ulisa von Sargata Mageto of Clan Shar, who is now directing her students in all of your direction. Let me pull out a visual perspective.
Yes!
We're gonna diplomacy the fuck out of these fucks.
No, we're gonna fight them. Fight.
Oh, this isn't the debate fighting pits?
Yeah, I like that.
I thought this was Model UN.
I'll model you in.
Keep going, Kara. Let's get it.
I'm competing with Bubs for one-liners today.
I love it.
Get it out of the way.
To support my bad back, I made a small encounter map tonight.
I love that.
Watch out for your head,
I
Matt.
love you taking care of yourself.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna need help with that.
I got
We
this.
love you taking care of yourself.
Oh, this is
Message
beautiful.
for everyone: take care of yourselves.
Oh,
Damn, I'm gonna punch the shit out of
Mission
that arcade
just a
box.
little bit that direction. And you can see the map here. You'll be able to see it in much greater detail at Albron RPG. So you are all
From
standing
here.
right outside there. You can see the Star Snack Stand is the one that is furthest over. There is kind of a person over on the left.
Kind of like.
You can see a bunch of passerbyers here, but the group that is kind of standing in the very center, surrounding that red machine, that is the group that seemed to be approaching all of you. You can see their Kasatha person up on the roof, actually, if you wouldn't put them right behind.
Do we have
you.
the Mesra?
I don't. I can go back and get it during the break because it is
747.
7:47 and a great place for us to step away. We are going to take a quick 10-minute break. I will go back and get Mesra, and when we come back, we are going to be engaging in perhaps some diplomacy. But thank you for joining us. We will be back at the end of the countdown that you see on your screen. And we are back. Welcome back to Starfinder. If you stuck through us the break with...
Stuck to
We'll
us.
fix those words in post. We are on Mars. We are making our way to the fighting pits of Aphrodite, but
Yeah, we are.
we are also being interdicted by none other than the rivals of Mesra, the person who is bringing
guys.
all of you to the Colosseum. Mesra looked to all of you and said, "Remember what I said about defending my honor," and then tilted their chin towards this group you can now see approaching you, led by a sentient vending machine or arcade machine that now has a face, very angry looking, projected onto the game surface. There are 5 in total who now make their way forward, and the Kasatha stops them. Could you guys place yourselves as close as you would like to be?
Oh boy.
Who's the leader? Is that Spice? Is Spice the leader?
Helicles
Are
will
you-
happily
are you-
be the leader.
All right.
But isn't Mesra?
No,
Pretty
Mesra's in
close
the
up.
back, just like the Kasatha's in the back.
Yeah, probably wanna
Right
be
now, they are
close
each the
up.
Pokemon trainers, and you guys are the Pokemon.
Okay.
Echoes will be on this side.
Closer.
Bubbles?
I don't care. I can be next to Spice.
Okay.
I'm gonna spread out a little.
And as a reminder, you can see the
Okay,
encounterment
as you're 10 feet away.
right here, but you can see it in much
Well, I don't
greater
look like I
detail.
didn't know you guys, you know?
But you
At
can see it
Albert.
in much greater detail at Albron RPG if people take pictures.
We're on it.
This is exactly where you are now, standing no more than 15 feet away, almost like 2 lines forming on the sides of the street. You can see people turning and kind of looking. And the Kasatha named Yunlisa points towards Mesra and says, "Mesra, you dare show your face again after missing so many years?" And Mesra turns, looks at her, and just says, "Yunlisa, I have no qualms with you. Not yet. I am merely bringing my students to be registered. You may stand aside and be unhurt, or you can be made an example of." And they look, is there anything that any of you want to do to try to aid in the intimidation here?
I'm gonna
Yeah, bitch.
pull out my blade and
So-
just like shoot.
Fing. Opposite you, you can see the person who has these golden boots. The boots light up. There are LED lights, and they start kind of hopping in place. What are you doing?
Spice is going to draw her arms across her chest, and on the 2 sides of her helmet, she's going to put a spark, and so her helmet does an arc of lightning across the top.
You do that. You've never done this before. You try that. You jolting surge your own head. It is not a comfortable feeling. It just kind of jolts through you, and you kind of are twitching. And
Your little
kind of
guy
moving
goes,
after it.
oh!
Yeah, instead of you, wow, up and down, but no problem. You do that.
I
Does a
was
little
Yeah.
dagger toss with the ultra thin dagger, and then reaches
Falls
into their
off.
quantum storage, and then pulls out the Sonder blade and like sparks it across the 2.
Okay, everybody, make an intimidation check, and we'll
I'm
take the
gonna-
highest result.
I'm gonna spin my propeller on my hat.
Take a -2 conditional modifier, everybody.
Damn it, Bob!
He thinks this is pretty intimidating.
It's
If
not.
you got your
You look
hand
like
stuck in it, it would
So
hurt.
this
didn't
is
say damn
the
it, Dan. I
this
said
is the
damn it,
camera.
Bob.
The camera sweeps across. You can see Shade flicks out the knife. Echo does the knife toss. You can see Gibbs
Yeah, bitch! Caw!
says "Yeah, bitch." Then it goes to Spice, who electrocutes the roadhead, and then it goes to Bubbles, who spins the little propeller. And it just there's a gradient.
Remember
Is what
when
I'm
we
saying.
were told not to embarrass
great.
Mesra?
All right, Shade, what was your intimidation?
27.
Great,
14.
great.
Also a 14.
Okay, not great.
21.
21.
21!
21. As a group, not terrible, not great. You do not manage to turn them aside, but you do get the attention of the surrounders. You can see the person, the woman who is behind all these like yellow nutrient cubes, turns and kind of holds up a thing and just says, "Free nutrient cubes to whoever wins this fight." And then you can hear the people up on the roof go, "Hey, there's a fight over here." "Oh, you said there's a fight?" People like start rushing over now and form almost like a circle around you. This feels inevitable.
Yes!
And in fact, in this moment, you can see Mesra steps back and to all of you says, "Good luck." And takes a step back. The other Kasatha at the exact same time takes a step back. You can remove the 2 Kasatha from the battlefield, and all of you, as the vending machine takes a step forward, can roll for initiative.
Yeah!
As the
Messera, we
machine
might let you
steps
down.
forward.
It is an arcade machine. I will
I mean,
remember
yeah,
that
we might at
eventually.
this rate. Good God, Kara.
I rolled a 3.
Let me pull out my initiative here. Ooh. All right.
I wish this building wasn't here.
Sorry, it's there. You can take the top layer off if you really want. You can take the next layer off if you really
Really?
want. Yeah.
Oh, much better. Thank
There
you,
you
thank
go.
you, thank you.
All right. So for initiative.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Why can't
As
I
you're getting
find
the
initiative?
Ooh, never mind.
Yeah, I've heard a 3 over here
Oh,
too.
fuck.
So
Oh, there it is.
we're not doing great on initiative, my friends.
I'm doing all right.
Okay. So anybody natural 20?
Start lower.
Okay. 20. Sorry, 30 to 25.
26.
26 for shade. 25 to 20. Ooh, 20 to 15. 12.
No,
for
sorry. 12 plus 5 is 17. Sorry.
17 for Echo.
Still narrate the bracket.
15 to 10.
Nice.
10 to 5.
8.
for
I also
Giz.
got an
6.
8.
Hey, we matched our
Alright.
last 2.
6.
So
Good
it's going to
luck.
be Spice and then Gibbs and then Bubbles. Okay.
Great.
So the way that this works out, the Brightside Warriors starting us off at 27. Then we have Shade, then Echo, then Spice, then Gibbs, then Bubbles, and then all others moving on initiative order 0. We're going to start ourselves. We're going to start ourselves off with the Brightside Warriors. Give me just 1 second.
They're called. We don't have a team name. Do we have a team name?
You don't. You have
The
individual
boys.
names.
The boys.
You're the
Boys.
boys.
The
Yeah.
Voids of War.
Hang on, let me pull up.
Boys
my
of Law.
notes
It's a
here.
war.
But I like WA better.
Alright.
WAH.
Yeah, especially if
it's
it's
the
the
boys of
boys.
Wa.
The law never changes.
Yeah, with the Voids of War.
Hang on. I have so many notes here.
From
Fallout
Brooklyn
and
now.
The other thing.
That's the thing.
So first, the vending machine or the arcade machine is going to step forwards very quickly, and you get the sense quickly, all of you, that 4 of these individuals, the sort of humanoids, all relatively similar in their skill set, if a little bit different by like training, really more for flavor.
I'm counting the
Um,
SROs.
With the exception of the contemplative, actually, who is floating behind them. So give me just 1 moment to pull up my
I feel like that
stats.
contemplative and I are the.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous that my mind affecting might not affect the mind.
I mean, he is just a mind. Should only affect him.
You're just a mind.
I'm a mind fest you so hard you're gonna be left with nothing.
Non-lethal.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! I gotta look at my spells then.
Mind
forgot.
thrust non-lethal?
No, it was established very early on. I think it was established session 1. I tried to not kill the guy on that place we started at,
Yeah.
and then I killed
Space
him.
station.
Big
Yeah,
station
so-
up also.
Yeah, literally
killed a
session
lot of
1. It
people.
was
Okay.
like,
So they step forward as a single line. You can see they all come out brandishing these various weapons, some of them with hand wraps that seem to have these kind of abilities imprinted in them, some of them with these sort of almost like gauntlets that seem to have some kind of a property. And as they begin to sort of activate these things, it is like bright lights sort of light up around them. And you would imagine all these weapons have the bright property, perhaps what is guiding that name.
Uh-oh.
But they rush forwards into battle. First, we're going to start with the one nearest me. Bubbles, this person is attacking you. For them, this is the person who has this golden sort of boot. They jump up in the air and they try to snap a kick straight up into your chin. That is going to be only a 28 to hit.
I'm not wearing my armor, correct?
That's, you tell me. You don't have. You can't. What's it called? Hide it.
I can hang it off. It'd be more fun if I did that.
Self-sacrifice.
I'm just trying to find the thing.
What you doing, Bubbles?
Series squad. Here we go. Okay, now it's off.
28 against your EAC.
14 is my KAC.
Okay, this is against your EAC, but no worries. 28 definitely going to beat
Same thing,
that.
14 as well.
So, Bubbles, they slam into you with this glowing boot, and there is a bright flash of light. You are taking
Yep.
10, 11, 12. You are taking 32 points of fire damage as they kick this into your chest, kind of ripping up and then snapping into your chin. Your head goes back and there is a blinding light, but you are not blinded. You feel this whoosh of power come off their boot, but that is the first person.
Yep.
The second person we'll go with is the contemplative. Now, the contemplative, you can see this glowing mode of light that is just orbiting around their head. And in just a moment, they grab it and pull it aside, and it becomes a sword of light, almost like a katana. They hold it behind them and then just wing this out towards you, Bubbles. Bubbles, that is again going to be a 28 to hit against your
that'll
EAC. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got very lucky on that. That is 28 points of fire damage. And can you make a Constitution saving? Sorry, can you make a Fortitude saving throw?
What did you say, Fortitude?
Yes.
You got it. Ooh, that's good. That's an 18 plus 12 is 30.
30 with a 30, that is a success. They slash this across, and in that moment you feel the light almost blind you, but you shut your eyes. Even with your lids closed, it is like a supernova. You can still see things through the lids for just that
The
moment.
propeller is blocking it out. It's just the lights.
Just enough to keep you from being blinded, and you feel like that might expand beyond you had that landed. But you do see that light as it goes out from this weapon kind of in and just sink into their body. This brain-like creature begins to glow, and you sense that their photon level builds. That is the contemplative. Then the person who is now sitting across from you, Spice, is going to turn and look at you. And this person, you can see wearing this gi. They have these glowing tattoos underneath. They are going to jump up and try to wrap their legs around your neck. That is going to be a 44 against your EAC or your KAC. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you go ahead and then instead of doing damage, can you make a reflex saving throw?
Yes. Did you do your goober?
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, no, I have to do that.
Oh yeah, I'll do that in a
take
second.
this,
Goddamn.
But I'll do this on my turn.
I mean, I want to know.
Way to go
what
the whole
happens.
campaign. It never happened.
Yeah.
Confused. I get the confused condition.
Oh shit, you're right.
Oh,
That's for sure. That ring out of there.
I need it.
You don't need it
Yeah,
in
no,
the
she needs
tray.
that's my ring.
20.
But in the tray?
Yeah, well, you gotta keep stuff.
21.
21, I believe that is.
Wait,
just-
no, 24.
24. Okay, that is just barely a success still. You are able to fight the sort of strength that comes from within this creature over your head. It begins to sink down. You can feel your mind sort of pulled, but you resist. In the meantime, what was your saving throw? Fortitude saving throw?
You gotta roll that.
For goober.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was the goober roll.
I think it's will saving throw, actually. I wrote it down.
I think it is Will.
will
the
saving
fortitude
throw
save is part of this person's attack against you.
Oh, so another. So
Yeah.
I did a reflex, now fortitude?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one was for the goober, and this is for the attack. Opposite. Okay.
No, they're both for
They're both
this,
fortitude.
this thing.
22?
22. So with a 22, as this person wraps their legs around you, they whip the entirety of their body over, twisting around, and they slam you onto the ground. They grab onto your arm. They begin to twist it out. You feel your elbow begin to bend as if it's about to snap. You are grappled. You are prone on the ground as they have you in this lock.
Okay.
But they deal no damage. You imagine if they keep you in this for another turn, there's a real threat that your arm will break right here and right now. But they grab you in this arm bar, and then we flash over to this red arcade machine. You can see it just says game begin, flash across, and shade. They rush forwards with this punch. There's a flash of light as they punch towards you. That is going to be a 34 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a blinding flash of light as you take 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 35 points of fire.
We might get our
damage.
asses kicked,
As they
actually.
just
We're gonna
slam this
embarrass
into
her.
you, you can see one of these little batteries just pop out of the arcade machine as they spend it. And then finally, at the very end of eternity, Shade, there is a human soldier in a black turtleneck. And you could see they put a hand on you and they say, "Comrade, this is worse for you than it is for me. Apologies." And they take the hand on your shoulder, and use that as a guide to just snap their elbow into your face. And as they do that, that is a 35 to hit.
Yeah.
That is going to be 11, 12, 13, 17,
So
37 points of bludgeoning damage.
35 and 37
Correct.
total.
as they just slam the elbow into your face. That is all of the bright side warriors, and that brings us to you, Shade.
Cool. All right. So Shade is going to use override on the fucking guy in front of him.
Okay.
Shocking override.
The arcade?
Yeah, the arcade.
Nice.
Assuming he's a robotic technological.
He is
subtype.
indeed. Yeah, the weird thing about this arcade cabinet on my feet is it is indeed
All right,
a
so
machine.
he's gonna make a will saving throw.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Oh,
At least my high scores are still safe.
That's true.
What's the total?
For
Because
the
it's a 21 DC.
What kind of save?
For whatever it's worth. Will save.
31.
Okay, and then it also needs to make a. Oh wait. For 2 levels. Okay, so it needs to make another reflex saving throw,
Okay.
and it's also 21.
Natural 1.
Okay.
15.
So
leader
that's
grade
gonna
on this
be.
dice.
Let's see. It's good that it was that one and not the other one, because if it was the natural one, I would have taken control of him for a couple rounds.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's got command now. He's got whole
But this
person.
is still going to do 1d6 of electrical damage per 2 levels of mechanic.
Very nice.
So I'm gonna need some d6s here. So that's 66, right? 'Cause we're level 13. 12 rounded down. I actually have.
Look at
Oh, well now you know my dice. Then.
Sorry.
Ari just
Asked
Ari
for,
donated
you asked for
a
a bunch
million
of
dice
D6,
to you.
and Ari's just like, have all of mine.
All right.
And I have
So
to line them all
that's
up again.
You get stuff out of your rolling tray. I don't have this problem. I roll on the table.
18 electrical damage.
Dice holding tray.
18 electrical
Dice
damage.
10.
Yes.
And interestingly, against this arcade machine, twice as effective as you would imagine. As you are able to kind of cast this almost command into this creature, it overrides elements of the battery storage that are almost certainly an aftermarket addition to power this creature's weapons. The arm just fries. You can see the shoulder like bolts just pop out as if there is too much pressure. But they wind up for another blow. Anything else, Shade?
Yeah, then I'm going to use my move action to stay within range of this guy, but jump jets over to this side.
Okay.
And then also move to here, still staying within range, I believe.
Okay, yes. You would be
'Cause,
leaving the range of the one on the far side.
Oh, well, yeah, leaving range of him, so I guess I'll take the one.
Okay. So they snap you with the elbow. You try to leave their range flying over top. They will take the attack of opportunity. Snapping again. That is going to be only a 27 against your KAC.
That is going to be meets it, eats it.
Very nice. 10. Ooh. 16, 17. That is going to be 27 points of bludgeoning damage. But you are able to jump jets away, land in this rust-colored sand behind, and you now have these creatures flanked with bubbles.
Okay.
These guys are not like prone though, right?
No,
They
just
are.
grapple.
They are.
There.
I'm
grappled.
Oh, I see you. They're prone on the ground.
Yeah, so they have like your arm between their legs and they are pulling it out across their body, using their hips to kind
Oh,
of
an arm bar.
serve as a fulcrum. Yeah.
not on a tile. Can I put him on a tile?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's one top. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, and then I'm going to exocortex onto Robit and Brain with my exocortex.
So the first one was a will save.
That was
Then a
from
reflex
one.
save.
Those were from the same effect.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I have it's a secondary add-on
Gotcha.
for shocking override.
Okay.
from
So
a
go
mechanic
ahead.
check.
That exocortex to do.
To target track so that I get.
Gotcha. Okay. No problem. You track these targets, kind of picking them out amongst the various bystanders who are far from like running away and fleeing. People are throwing like cred sticks down. There's a few cred coins in the sand. People are like holding up like their drinks. This is an event, and people are excited that you are here. You can see Mesra is kind of shaking their head approvingly as you get the shit kicked out of you. There is a part of her that definitely is enjoying this, but no problem. That is your turn, Shade.
Yeah.
That brings us to you, Echo. Echo, in this moment, luckily here and not in the bright lights of this place, there are a number of people who have like turned on bright colored lights to like light up the arena. Some of these are UV lights, and you see here, for the first time, on the leg, kind of down in UV writing, "You're in trouble" is the name of this fighter that wore these pants. Here's where the 37 comes out. You are wearing pants that say "You're in trouble." They are yellow, and you sure are. What would you like to do?
Swift action. Echo's got the armor on underneath. Swift action, just drop the pants.
Okay, you drop trout as a swift action. Sure.
Those not a part of the costume anymore.
Plus 6 to the
The crowd goes,
intimidation.
oh!
And activates their holographic clone, and what appears on the field is 4 echoes.
Nice.
In addition to Echo.
Nice.
There you go.
So 5 echoes.
5 echoes, all wearing a white sleeveless shirt and nothing else, racing across the space.
I have armor on!
Yeah.
Echo.
It looks like there are 5 streakers.
Mine are shiny. Yeah, but these all match.
They don't go like their separate way. It's like mirror image. They
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
follow Echo around the field.
They're just like Echo just
So
has
just-
these other echoes
so
just like
just a
merging and
tracker.
moving around.
Yeah. And then Echo is going to move. Where's Echo gonna go?
You could see Bubbles is in front of you just brawling with this line. You could see on the ground, like Spice's arm is kind of buckling out in a bad direction. You can go wherever you want. There's some yellow nutrient cubes just calling your name.
Echo is going to run and just start parkouring up the side
Oh,
here.
so cool.
Very nice.
And I recall there being like some kind of balcony or something.
There is,
somewhere.
yeah. So on the second story right here, you can
Okay,
see
so it's not
the
here.
balcony is currently located like right here.
Right
So
here?
you'd be coming up right around there.
Cool. And they're just going. I guess they're just gonna like go here if they can on top of this machine.
Yeah, you have a climb speed.
Then
You
There's
rush over there, this computer, you can see it is an electronic like point of service system that is serving for like the drinks that are inside. You can stand on top of it, no problem.
And that was my standard action and my swift action, so that's just me done here on
There
top
you
of
go.
the machine.
You run and you do like parkour running fully along the wall. You don't get up on the balcony at all. It is just around. You use the momentum to carry you. That is where you end. That is your turn, Echo. That brings us to Spice.
Spice, arm behind her back, probably like face down in the dirt, because she didn't get the reflex save. She... Ha! You think you're going to beat Mesra's disciples? I don't think so. You don't even know the doom that's coming your way. Gonna doom in a 20-foot radius?
Okay.
Nice.
Because that's the best thing I can do.
Doom.
So, I'm going to attempt a bluff check because
That
they're
can
clearly
get-
kicking our asses.
I
So
think
this
that gets
is gonna
all
be
of them.
alive. Yeah, it should be all of
It
them.
will be all
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So,
Very nice.
Friendly fire too.
It won't affect allies.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
I am
Not
more
just
okay
nice,
with this plan.
very nice.
so the low rolls for 2 of them. This is will save.
It's so the DC equals 10 plus the creature's total sense motive.
What kind of save is? Sorry, what is this check?
Sense motive.
Sense
check for
motive
you.
check. Okay. Okay. That's much different. Give me 1 second. I have to look that up for this guy.
Or
You don't have
15
to
plus.
roll,
I wouldn't
right?
have to.
So-
I do. It's a bluff check.
Okay, so there
It's
are
the contested,
2 that are each getting 16. Those both fail. There's one that is getting 19. That fails as well.
It's a contested check.
What? So what's the highest one?
The highest one is a 26. The next highest one is a 19.
Fuck. Okay, so whoever got the 26 passes, but everything else under that.
Fuck, that's
Okay,
nice.
and then
Kidding me?
the contemplative gets their own check. The contemplative rolls a 28. And so, in general, everybody but the contemplative and the SRO arcade machine have been affected by this fear. They hear you on the
that's-
ground. The person who is like holding your arm and about to snap it, you feel the grip loosen ever so slightly. They're still grappling you, but you feel like your words take hold.
They're doomed.
Okay. That's her action. I'm going to, since she can't move, move action is not in the face. I'm gonna choose the enemy on top of me. They must succeed at a will save or take a -4 penalty attack. penalty to all attacks made against me.
Very nice. So they are frightened. You can see the whites in their eyes as they turn over and look at you. But that is your turn, Spice.
And then Cinema Q is going to act on their own. Seeing that the electrical damage or that Shade did was effective against the soda can arcade. Cinema Q is going to try the same thing, but since
It's a Pikmin.
it wasn't commanded, I have a -4 penalty to attack.
Okay.
Natural 20!
Cinema Q does this a lot.
I know!
Go
Oh my
ahead,
god!
roll damage.
We love
Oh
to
my
see
god!
You
Cinema
know that
Q!
electrical
Greatest
damage.
familiar ever.
The Res takes some
I need 5d8.
5d8.
Hey, I got you, buddy.
Those are always so hard to tell.
Made with.
They're the triangles.
Thank you guys for helping out with the dice. I can't reach
Okay,
out
I
to
got
get
it.
my dice
I
right
got
now.
5. Right here.
I'm like feeling the
8,
sitting.
9, 10 plus 14 is 24 plus 3 is 27.
And that's all electric?
Yeah, all electric.
That is actually 52 points of damage.
That's 27 on the dice.
Yeah.
That has to be multiplied again.
So that is
That's
27
That's great.
multiplied by 2
Times 2.
54.
to 54. Plus anything else?
No, it's just
Still 54 points of damage. And then, because they are weak to that, that is doubled to 100.
Oh, that's the highest damage in the game.
So that is
That's never happened before.
huge
Done more than
jolt.
Bubs.
Did you kill somebody?
And in this moment, as Cinema Q goes "Bring!" and just fires this
just
bolt of
zap.
lightning, it is like the creature
100%.
turns. You see the electricity trace through, and it just hits this tiny little crack right in the center of the screen. And you see the eyes just become X's for just a moment before the glass shatters. And you can see the arm goes up and then just turns a thumb down as they drop down unconscious in the sand. They are absolutely done with
I like to imagine for
144
a second
damage.
it says
Not
game
dead,
over on
not
the
dead.
screen.
Yeah, for just a second before the glass cracks. But they are down on the ground. They are
KO,
dead.
not
KO.
not-
People
no.
Cheering or people booing?
Oh, cheering. People
Okay, good.
lose their shit. Like in Avatar, you know the guy that like,
People aren't
like
running.
falls down?
Okay,
That's
cool.
happening. You can see people, somebody just shatters their beer and then starts slurping it off the ground. There is like just madness happening in this.
Someone's like flipped multiple cars.
Yeah.
Oh, like just 360.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff happening here, but absolutely, Cinema Q just jolts the
wow,
shit out
the
of this
real
guy.
savior.
Anything else, Spice and Cinema
That's-
Q?
No, that's everything.
Right.
He's been-
Gibbs, you watch. Shade takes quite a few hits, and then Cinema Q comes in and lights one of these people up.
Nice.
It is not Spice. It is this tiny thermos-sized robot that devastates one of these gladiators.
As the thermos beats
What are
us
you
in
doing?
combat.
Gibbs would like to. She's gonna drunkenly sway.
Okay.
That's her ammo now. And then just go, caca! And like flap her arms down.
Okay.
And it's gonna telekinetically thrust everyone except whoever's grappling Spice.
Okay. All of the enemies?
Yes, except
Very
for the dead
nice.
one. Can I get a will saving throws to start?
Can. So that is, except for the one grappling Spice, that means 3.
Yes.
So first, for the 2 regular ones, what kind of save?
It's will save. DC is 22 because it's a 5th level.
One of
spell.
them is a 21. That is the low one. They fail.
Cool.
The higher one is a 29. And then the contemplative is a natural 1. And so that is a fail.
Cool. So I can fling these folks. I make an attack roll to hit, and then I fling these folks. 1 for each.
Okay.
I use my ability score plus key spell casting modifier. Thank God.
I was like melee.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, it would suck. So that's 14, and so the lowest one is 22 to hit, and the next one's 1 up, 23.
Okay. 22 and 23 to hit against?
Contemplative and the other guy.
Yeah, against EAC or KAC.
Ooh, good question. I think it is. It's. The spell energies can be spent in a single round. You can hurl up to 15 creatures or objects, yada yada. You must make attack rolls to hit the target of the item using your key base attack bonus plus your key ability score modifiers. Your attack bonus. All objects are damaged. It doesn't say.
What kind of damage is it?
bludgeoning, I assume.
If it's bludgeoning, that's KAC, and that would be a miss.
Ooh.
For both of them?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? 26 is the high one, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
that's a miss. Anything else?
I'm just gonna get a little closer to this food stall.
Okay, you get a little close to the food stall. You can hear the woman just yelling, cheering for, actually, really for Bubbles out of all the people who are here. But in this moment, you back up, you can see...
I go, caca, and then nothing happens,
Nothing.
and I just, walk away.
But you haven't really gotten any more attention, and that is good. That is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us to Bubbles.
What Bubs is going to do is he's going to turn his magnetic holster behind him on his back.
Okay.
And he has his regular magma hammer on it. And he's going to give it a spin as he does to become Johnny Helicopter. And as he does that, he's going to do like, in wrestling it's called like this.
Yeah.
To get like the fans to kind of like
It's called
join in.
it's called this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as Bubs does that, he's going to try to get the audience to join in on his chant. And his chant is just going to be woo, 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 like a helicopter.
Sure. So, as an action, are you trying to make a diplomacy check to win this crowd over to your
Yeah,
side?
fuck it, why not?
Yeah, go for it. Make a diplomacy check.
I want
No
I'm
armor.
there.
Throwing his turn. I love it.
I love it.
You have your reaction, right?
That is a 12 plus diplomacy? 11.
12 plus 11, 23. Not bad. Overall, you start doing this and you can hear echoing off from different places, confused, but people starting to take up the woo, 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 woo. And then you can hear somebody just going, why are we doing this? All kinds. It's a little confused, but it's starting and they got the spirit.
Basic alien chicks.
Anything else, Bubbles?
Um,
As you spin this hammer behind you.
would I be able to attack?
That was an action
Okay, then
that you
that's
chose.
it.
All right, so you spin this, starting you and Gibbs really getting ready for the second turn.
Yeah.
That is your turn,
Hope that
Bubbles.
doesn't
That
fuck
brings us to
in
the others. So
face.
I have a lot
With
of
a 24.
Or
not-
the heart.
Oh, I forgot we're not
guys.
supposed to kill them.
you do psych
Yeah.
people up. Excuse me.
That's why I was like, non-lethal,
and
non-lethal.
they are
I mean,
gonna
it's like
definitely
not
full action sprint around here to
expected.
kind of crowd in to watch.
It
Bubbles,
literally
you
says
feel
it's
people
frowned upon.
immediately on you. Sorry. That's
Wait, those are people?
Those are
yeah, these are all
people.
people.
Can I trip one?
If you really
They're,
want to,
they're a crowd.
make a melee attack.
You're gonna
Are
become.
they holding,
Wait, how?
This is how you become a heel.
oh. I guess
When you attack the crowd.
Never mind.
You just Gibbs just decides
Well,
to just
I
fuck
don't want
this
them
fight
in
up.
danger.
Some real John
Well,
Cena stuff.
they're making a ring that we have to stay within.
Yeah.
It's close quartersing us.
Okay, and so this guy is going to take a trash can and hearing the woo, woo, woo is going to go, yeah, for the woo guy! And then he's going to lob this at this guy who is down and in front of you, kind of grabbing at Spice.
No, get off!
And so as this person's eyes widen, Spice, they are still trying to snap your arm. You feel like it's about to break, but then this guy wings a trash can over, and even with the +5 modifier, that is a 24 to hit, and I think that's a miss. The trash can just smashes down in the sand. Garbage goes everywhere. But Bubbles, you have the support. The crowd is throwing objects now at the enemy team. They don't seem. You guess that they would probably need a natural 20 to hit, given the KACs involved, but they've got the spirit.
I don't care.
That is their turn. That brings us to the Brightside Warriors. So, Spice, they release your arm.
Yay!
Yay.
And they are going to fight defensively in this space.
Okay.
They are going to fight defensively in this space. Be contemplative. You're not falling. Are you down?
No, Echo's up on top of that machine, but there's a antenna thing.
I'm going to put this back because it's going to become relevant now.
Oh, awesome.
They are just going to fly up. And Shade, you get an attack of opportunity if you want.
Good.
All right,
I do
Hawkeye,
want.
let's see. It's
How close
snipes.
do they get to Echo?
They're going to go straight up and they're going to attack as they go by.
Okay. So you get to attack as they go by.
Also true. Well, as they leave.
How's a?
They are going to flee back here.
I believe
And Spice, you feel your doom generate a little space in this combat.
31
31 against?
KAC.
31 against KAC is a meets it, beats it.
Oh wow, he's got high KAC
This,
for a
yeah, this
brain.
guy.
And as a reflex, they're going to use Flashing Brilliance, and they add 1 to their KAC
Oh, this guy's the
to 32.
Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. My blind sense doesn't make that.
Explain to me why.
If it was like a light-based thing.
I think it's just the name.
No, it's
flash.
the-
Blind
like
sense
black
means
field.
you would be able to see through like a blind condition with certain
Yeah.
perceptive abilities. This is really
Right,
just them
yeah.
adding to the KAC
Yeah, so that's
using
why,
a
yeah.
Solarian
name,
ability.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fly by you as you
Okay.
go up. That little mote of light just parries your blow, and they up with this sword of light leading them towards you, Echo. They are going to unload a couple of attacks against you, and in fact, as they have 2 photon charges, they are going to. They need 1 more. Okay, they're going to take a single attack against you, just up with the sword. That is going to be pretty low for them. Give me 1 second here.
I don't know what I can do that doesn't kill people.
Does a 28 against your EAC hit?
You know, you kill someone.
Hold on.
There's no hope.
I have to read how the mirror image spell will work. If
Sure.
the attack's a hit, roll randomly to see. Okay.
Ooh, I know what I want to do.
Alright. That is a miss. And so one of the echoes is destroyed.
Okay. They cut across. And as they do, for what it's worth, 10, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, it does deal 38 points of fire damage as it just slashes across this mirror image echo.
It
That-
does to me?
No, the mirror
Oh,
image
oh.
echo. I mean, this is a tremendous amount of heat and light that just roars across. And as they do, part of that reabsorbs. And you can now see there are 3 motes of light just kind of circling around them. They are radiating from the insides of their contemplative brain. You can see light just pouring out through the small crevices. They are fully attuned. You imagine whatever abilities they need to be able to use, they can use now. They are almost like a star glowing up above. And then they shoot up past onto the roof of this building and settle down. You do get an attack of opportunity if you wish.
I am assuming that a 23 does not hit.
It does not. They just leap up, cutting across your body, and then land on top of this roof. They hold the sword up. You can tell they're going to dart down in a blow, but that is their turn. For the others who are part of this scrum, Bubbles, you have 2 who are fighting defensively. You can see their eyes wide, but as they hold this place, they are each going to take a single attack. They are taking a -2 conditional modifier for each of these attacks. Give me 1 moment to bring
Do
in
it.
Pit
Let's do
Fighter. Okay. Wow. The highest one is going to be a 25 to hit. Great. So both. So actually, does a 23 hit?
Yep.
Okay,
14
both
AC.
hit. Look at that. Alrighty. So, Bubbles, 5, 6, 7, 10, 13. You are taking 23 points of fire damage from the first blow. As terrified, they lash out at you, just kicking you with this glowing boot. And then the other person kind of grabs your arm and then tries to like wrist lock you into the ground. They are able to just jerk your arm down, and that is going to deal 8, 9, 10, 30 points of fire damage. They release, kind of getting ready to elbow you in the face. That is the 2 that are going up against you. The only other person who can fight is fighting defensively, and they are not in immediate range of anybody. And so you can see this sort of sweater that they are wearing. They pull open the sleeve, and this small barrel of a weapon just protrudes. And they are going to take a ranged weapon attack against Echo. Whoop, that's off the table. Echo does a 34 hit your EAC.
It hits the EAC and it.
Damn. With the Doom thing. Or the defensive fighter.
26 points of fire damage.
I'm doing math, hold on.
Okay.
And it hits a double.
Okay. So your doubles just dropping left and right, but no damage to you so far. That is all of the Brightside Warriors, and that brings us to Shade.
I'm going to chase this fucking brain down, jump jets up, like as high up as I can, and then jump jets down and land on him.
Okay. That will provoke 1 attack of opportunity.
Can he use a reaction
Yeah.
as fighting defensively?
Yeah.
I guess so.
That is going to be a 40 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
And that is low on the damage. 6,
good.
12. That is going to be a total of 32 points of fire damage. But you soar out of the way.
And then I'm gonna distracting hack on the way down. So first one is faint.
Against their sense motive.
Yes.
That is a 24.
That is a failure.
Okay.
27 for me. So they're flat-footed. And then I'm gonna make my attack. Natural 20.
Very nice. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
And they're gonna be staggered and also bleeding.
Nice.
Alright, so that's gonna be
What?
times 2 is plus 6. So 46 slashing. I already doubled the dice. And then 16 bleed.
Very nice. Anything else?
And they're staggered.
Okay. They are staggered. So if you could put staggered on the brain guy.
I think they can make. Let me check because I think they get to make a save on that.
On the brain?
Yeah.
Yeah,
contemplative.
yeah. Let's see. Oh no, it was just
I'm pretty sure he's just staggered. Yeah.
causing the staggered critical effect.
It's a critical effect, so no problem. They are staggered. And for how long are they staggered?
I think it's 1 round.
Okay, no problem. 1 round. Anything else, Shade?
Nope, that's it.
So you roar up, striking this creature, cutting across straight into the lobes themselves. You see parts of the gray matter kind of wrinkle and wobble. They stand strong, but that is a good fight, and you can see they are staggered up on that ledge. That is your turn. That brings us to Echo.
All right.
Spice, you're on deck.
Echo is going to reach down into the machine and pull a couple of wires to make the light just kind of like start glitching like a strobe.
Oh, it's 1d4 plus 1 rounds.
Okay, so roll a d4.
This is for that's gone.
4 plus 1.
Very nice.
5
Not a
rounds.
Starfinder session if Kara doesn't drop a dice on the floor.
Yeah.
So that is 22 plus 4, 36, 42 for the computer's check.
Very nice. That is, again, and you're trying to use this.
20 plus the CR for the trick attack.
Right, and so you're trying to use this to attack which person?
Nope. This guy.
20 plus CR, not a problem. What was the total roll?
42.
42, that is a success.
Nice.
Right. And then they drop dagger. Whoop. Alright. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 to hit, that is a miss,
Of
unfortunately.
course it is, because I
And
rolled
so
well on the
you
trick
pull
attack.
this out, they duck and turn, and you can see they're sensing danger. You miss your attack.
Alright, well, Echo is just going to be there, I guess.
Okay.
And just be like, hello.
That is your turn. You can see this individual with these glowing tattoos. They look frightened. They look confused as you say hello, but that is their turn. That brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you are on deck.
I realized that I didn't roll the Eldritch Encephalon to take me over.
You did. So that was the first check that you did in the very beginning. That was a 40 check.
okay,
You
that's-
saved against it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Apologies.
Good.
Alright,
No worries.
then we're good. What is Spice? Oh, Spice is on the ground. Same guy who went to attack her, fighting defensively. It kind of matters which way he's facing.
He is facing Echo. Echo just said hello, and so they turned.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, because he's got a gun, right?
He does. He's not the one that fired. You've seen the gun kind of on.
That's
On
okay.
most
Just this guy who's right in front of her. Move action, stand up. Standard action. I'm going to adhere his. I'm gonna pull his arm back behind him, and then adhere his gun and arm to his own back,
Okay.
so he can't shoot.
That's going to be really challenging, but you can certainly try. So for that is a save, correct?
Let's see if I can remember how to do
They probably
adhere.
have good reflex.
So adhere is a strength check to break it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
It just happens
No
when
problem.
I touch.
So you adhere, grabbing their arm. And what I'm going to say is just because what you're trying to do is a combat maneuver, that's technically an attack.
Okay.
Go ahead, make a melee attack. And this is a contested attack against him.
Okay.
Oh, it's a combat maneuver.
Oh, nice. Dirty 30.
Nice.
Dirty 30 is just barely enough.
Okay.
You just succeed in being able to grab the arm. You twist. They flex all their muscles, but in this moment of combat, they are afraid of you, and you use that to your advantage. You yank it up and wrench it behind them, and clang. As you hear the metal touch metal, you adhere it, and as you pull away, they go to grab you and can't. They are adhered to themselves. Anything else, Spice?
You got a hee. Move action, stand up right here. And I'm gonna have Cinema Q their move action will be to draw out their pistol that they have and then shoot it at this guy right into their face.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Yeah, right. Cinema Q, let's get it.
Cinema Q already a killer.
Yeah, the best person on my team. It wasn't a non-natural 20. Let's see, laser pistol. It's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Nice.
That is a miss, unfortunately. You
Yeah,
fire and
see.
it just splashes across their armor. Anything
Oh my
else?
God, I
Pretty
can't.
tough.
Yeah.
got
Nope,
high-
that's everything. Spice
high
and
All
Cinema
right.
Q can do.
Gibbs, what would you like to do? From where you are, you tried to mentally thrust these people. It just bounced right off them.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of options because I don't want to kill people. So Gibbs is gonna buy into the Bubs ammo here.
Yeah.
And Gibbs is gonna spend her turn because she's now in the crowd has now rushed past her, separating her from her friends.
Yeah.
So Gibbs now becomes part of the crowd
Okay.
and is gonna woo woo woo, yay!
Okay.
Go Birds, go Birds!
As an action, make a diplomacy check.
Cool.
Go Birds.
Woo!
Go Birds.
Go Birds!
We're from Philadelphia now.
17?
With a 17.
Yeah. it is
You
pretty great.
don't really get to penetrate through the crowd. Already very excited. You can see people throwing things down at your enemies
Max?
already.
I have a thing for this.
Yes.
Comedic timing. If you
Hey!
roll bad on your diplomacy check,
I don't know how you had to look it up.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
Yes. Cool. Then I cop. Just kidding.
Yeah,
This is
Spice
right in the
like,
moment
no,
where
this,
Spice-
the other counterclockwise too.
Spice
That's
just
really important to
adheres
us.
the arm, and this huge clang takes everybody's attention off you. You are able to just redo this speech real
I
quick.
mean to
come on.
say,
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, diplomacy. 14 plus 12 is 26.
you got to workshop
With
it.
a 26, suddenly you feel a tap on your shoulder, and it is this woman who is selling the yellow nutrient cubes, and she is holding an intercom down to you. You grab it, and suddenly your voice coming off the speakers up above, just booming out, and suddenly off all the buildings, in the echoes of this rust wasteland, there is just woo, 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 just echoing through. People turn, these frightened people, already terrified from Spice's doom, even more, now darting, looking around. This sinks into the crowd and into your enemies. You can see the other Kasatha fighting opposite of Mesra, just kind of watching everything. They look impressed against their own will. They're nodding. But no problem, Gibbs. You certainly will have some kind of an effect
make-
on the others.
Eye contact with this yellow nutrient cube woman.
Yeah.
And I just telepathically am I want to be your friend.
Okay, you do that. They kind of nod. But that is your turn. Bubbles.
I
what
want
would
to
you
try a
like to do?
dirty trick.
Okay.
I've never done that ever.
So that is, I believe, a
Never done
contested
anything
combat.
dirty
Or sorry,
in
no,
life.
that is a combat maneuver, correct?
Yeah, whatever it does. Let's do
So go ahead,
Read it.
make a.
it. I think it's just an attack.
It is an attack
Yeah,
roll.
so-
I have the DC for you
Yeah.
here.
So how I'm gonna flavor this is Bubs is gonna be spinning his rocket hammer in his head, around and around and around, intimidating. I'm gonna go for a hit for it.
Okay.
But then Bubs is gonna at the last second he's gonna, because he has the hammer spinning on his back, he's gonna do a butt check and hit him with the butt.
Yeah.
Wait, so
The
you
butt
have
hammer.
a hammer spinning around on your head, and then also one on your
No, on his back, he has a propeller on his head. He has a hammer spinning on his back, and he's holding another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's a butt check with the hammer on the butt.
Yeah, go for it.
Helicopter Johnny!
That is a 12 plus. No, wait. It was a 9.
What?
9 plus.
Are you using your daily reroll?
Your close enough ability?
He's not in Wrathful Warrior.
Oh no. He's just regular.
Yeah,
Regular.
I can do that.
Yeah, use your daily
I'll
reroll.
use my daily rule.
This is an
and I'll
important
use-
moment.
I'll use my moment to
We can't
reroll it
embarrass
3 times.
Yeah.
My lucky feat.
Okay.
Well, hopefully you don't need to do all
That's a
of them.
7.
Okay. That's. I guess
Yeah.
you do need to do all of them.
That's a 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Wait, one more though, right?
Roll somewhere
Okay,
else.
At this point, you've done it twice. You're gonna switch, and it's gonna
Oh,
be
it's fun
shit.
to Bubby Dice!
That's an 18.
There you go, for a total of.
18 plus 18 is
40.
36.
Bubbles, a 36 is a meets it, beats it for a dirty trick. This was a really challenging DC. This is one of the highest CMDs that has existed in this entire campaign, and you nail it.
It's a CMD.
It's the number that is kind of pre-written for
CAG
NPCs
and,
to
combat maneuver
DC.
Love
something.
that.
Yeah. So, go ahead for dirty trick. What does it do?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I
Fantastic.
think I just give him a paralyzed thing, so it's either a condition of blind, dazed, deafened, entangled, shaken, or sickened. So whatever thematically works with me butt checking him with my spinning butt propeller,
Yeah.
whatever that.
Shaken.
Ooh, dazzle.
I'll say he's dazzled by that. Yeah,
Dazzled.
absolutely. He is dazzled. He is hit. He looks at you. It is like you are the most handsome person he's ever seen with this butt hammer now, your hips thrust out. He is just like,
How does the
oh.
crowd react?
The crowd is just going like, if it is ludicrous. Anybody who had arrived here late would think that there is some kind of like a toxin in the air. People are foaming at the mouth. This is like one of the greatest performances ever seen, and this is happening right outside the fighting pits. This is just people going about their regular night, and this is now happening.
It's all about the kayfabe.
Yeah. So no problem. You hip check this person, dirty tricking them
Butt
into
check,
a
Joe.
dazzled
Butt
position.
check.
That is your turn. That does bring us to all the others. So Gibbs, you like pour your heart and soul into this, and with that, you note, very typical for you, there is a Yosoki who is standing in the doorway of this kind of bar, and you can see they're not dressed like everybody else. They're not kind of slumming it down here with people. They're not wearing bright colors. They are wearing a nice, like, little kind of crisp business outfit, and you can see a little logo that reads Fight Guild on it, and they seem to be a representative. They are taking notes. They are like huge smile on their face. You can see like very excited. And you would get the sense, Gibbs, with your check, you likely have fast tracked your group to getting approved to the fight pits should you survive this encounter.
Nice.
So you see this Yosoki like taking pictures. You are absolutely killing it here. But that is all the others. That brings us to the top of the round and to the Brightside Warriors.
Speaking of,
So,
Not bedazzled, just dazzled.
No,
I
it's
like
bedazzled.
bedazzled.
I'm
these
bedazzled.
guys are
That's
no
if you
longer
farted
dudes.
with it.
are they?
Yep, no, it only lasts for
A -1 penalty to attack rolls and sight-based perception checks.
He's going to close on you, Spice.
Dan.
Oh, nice.
A
You're not
yeah,
frightened
a
anymore, so
-1
they're
penalty
gonna
to
turn
attack
around.
rolls and sight-based perception
Give that.
Weird.
his arm and is on his
What does
back.
bedazzled do? Just tell me.
Bedazzled.
Make it up.
It's the same thing but glittery.
Ooh.
I told you. It's if you farted with it.
And then
Gibbs
I do
farts
every
glitter.
That'll be our tag
Dirt-based
team.
glitter, but-
Dang, there we go.
they're just going to stand there.
You
'cause
just
don't
spin
know
me and I just
bedazzled.
fart.
So,
I fart in your fan. That's creative.
We call it the crop duster.
I love that. We're gonna stop forest fires with that shit.
for you,
Are we the birds that died?
Spice, you can see the
Guess
person who
so.
had run away with this gun. The gun kind of tucks back into their sleeve with this black turtleneck on. They rush forwards and they say, "That is not true. We are not doomed." And they go to punch you now. That is going to
oh my god, Bucky.
that is going to be a 43 against your
Yeah.
KAC.
Yeah.
They strike you. There is a flash of glowing light, and you take a total of 11, 12, 13, 16. That is going to be 36 points of fire damage as they strike you with this fist. The person who is directly in front of you, the glowing sort of tattoos, turns and they go to hit you and their arm adhered. And so instead, they're going to make an
Yank their own
action
arm out.
strength. It is a strength check.
Strength check. Yep.
If they roll a natural 1, that would be bad for them.
That is going to be a 21.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
And they just break free from this. But that is their action. That is all that they can do. The other person next to them, they are bedazzled by Bubbles. Bubbles, you can see they look at you, they kind of shake their head, and even through this dazzled condition, they are going to, with I believe a -4.
1 penalty to attack rolls.
-1. Take an attack against you. That is not a great attack, but I think it's still going to hit. That is going to be a 28 against your KAC.
I have a 14.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is going to be 32 points of fire damage, Bubbles. As they strike into you, still dazzled, they are able to hit. Flashing up here, Kinsey, this person who is the contemplative, holding this light sword, they are a little bit kind of staggered. They like move back and forth, but they still have these 3 motes of light. And as a standard action, they are going to point at you and, well, actually, they're going to glance down to see, because this is a bit a shame to misuse.
Is it a ranged attack, and do I get an attack of opportunity?
It is not a ranged attack. As a standard action, they are going to create a simulacrum of a star. And they are going to place it directly on... Man, bystanders, huh?
That's my struggle right now.
Well, you're more ethical than they are.
Oh,
They're going to
shit.
place this directly on Bubbles. And so Bubbles, a star appears directly in front of your chest. All of the light, all of the heat that is associated with it ripples into the space. This light
You are truly dazzling, yeah. If anything's
deals
helping
1d6
you,
He's
fire
eating it
damage.
up.
Which
Yeah,
is
he's
wearing
eating it
damage.
up.
Oh, these stage lights are getting so hot.
So Bubbles, as this appears, you are
Guess I
taking
better cool off.
for
Get it, Johnny.
That's you pushing the propeller.
4,
I
34.
love that.
Bubbles, you are taking 34 points of fire damage,
That's like
Holy shit.
and
nothing for you.
That's fine.
Spice and Echo.
Uh-huh.
And
Some
each
of
of
them.
you make a reflex saving throw, please.
Does it not hit allies, probably?
Yes.
It'd be
Spice
cool if it hit
is
allies.
going to use their target opportunity to
If
dash
he
back.
wasn't a morally or ethically
Is
responsible
this a spell?
brain.
So this is not a. You wouldn't have an attack of opportunity because they're
No, I think
pulling
it's
you.
a feature.
This is
As a reaction,
a.
when an opponent within
it's a
30
feature.
feet provoke. Oh, okay, never mind.
It's Solari
Yeah.
21.
features.
21. 21 is a failure.
Damn.
It's like spell like ability.
23.
They
23 is a
harness the power of the
failure.
Wait.
sun or gravity.
Did I do that right?
Reflex
or the
save.
moon.
Yeah.
23 is a failure.
Yeah.
So for the two of you, as the star appears, you feel this pull, and you are yanked towards it. You are going to take the damage as well. Echo, you are just pulled right here, and you are going to take half damage. So Spice, as the star pulls you in, you can feel almost like a black hole. The mass that just gets yanked in
Yeah, the
here.
black hole abilities.
That is going to
Which
be
one that,
10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 28,
gravity is a force of nature, the likes.
34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. That is 39 points of damage to you, Spice, and then 39 half to 15, 16, 17, 18 to you, Echo. And you are just yanked. The star grows bright, and this star
Waves.
will remain for 4 rounds.
Oh. Kip, are we stuck where we are, or is it just like it has a chance?
You
to
get
look
the sense
again?
that as long as you are within 10 feet of this star, your movement will cost twice as much to be able to move in or away from this
Oh, will
creature.
it hurt us though?
It will continue to hurt if you end your turn within 5 feet of the star.
Oh, okay. Fine.
So, 5 feet for damage, 10 feet for movement. This star just anchors in place. And even more surprisingly, the Brightside Warriors seem unaffected by it. But that is the Solari's turn. That brings us to Shade.
Cool.
And for what it's worth, Shade, if you had not staggered this person, they could attack too.
Cool. How bloodied is this brain? Because they also take 18 bleed damage.
They take 16 bleed damage.
16, rather.
But yes, so 50. They're looking a little hurt.
Can I push them off the building?
They're in a position where you would imagine, had they not just flown up there, almost certainly.
No,
be
I'm
able
just
to
gonna
hover.
full action attack them.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna Exocortex Distracting Hack again to try to get them
Go
flat-footed.
for it.
Wait, wait.
They're staggered.
It does AC for them though.
Gotcha.
That's a 30 against their sense motive.
30 against sense mode. Give me 1 second.
And then I'm gonna roll the
Oh,
attack.
that's a good sense motive.
First.
That is a 44 sense motive.
All right, so they are not flat-footed.
The brain
But-
knows.
Yeah.
There's
the
still gonna be
pulse.
a 33 to hit
That
for the
is a
first
hit.
attack, and then the second attack. Non-lethal if the second attack is gonna kill them, because I don't want to kill this guy.
Just wanna
But
fuck 'em
the
up.
second one is just a 29
29 against.
against KAC.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
So
And as you strike, you get the sense that you're not close to killing him yet. He's not bloodied. You are seeing somebody who is hurt.
okay,
Anything else, Shade?
and bleeding.
And bleeding.
I'm gonna roll the damage, but that's it for me.
Okay. That is your turn, Shade. That brings us to Echo. Spice, you're on deck. Echo, from where you are, these individuals just wailing on your allies. You saw this brain just leap up and now fighting Shade on the rooftop. What do you want to do?
Echo is gonna risk it for a biscuit for style.
Hell yeah.
This is
Love
all
that.
about style.
Echo's gonna run this way, taking
Okay.
the attacks of opportunity.
That will provoke one attack of opportunity.
Not two.
No, one already used one.
Hurt.
That is going to be a 36 against your
For
KAC.
sure does.
All right. Excuse me. That is going to be, that is 1, 2, few dice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is going to be 29 points of fire damage.
There's 37 points of slashing to the brain.
Very
Hits a
nice.
duplicate.
Very nice.
Nice.
Those duplicates saving you a tremendous amount of damage. And Shade, for what it's worth, they are now looking
bleeding.
a little bloodied.
Cool. If they bleed out, do they die?
Think about that question you just asked.
And then they continue, and then they kind of like make a jump off the barrel here onto the machine as they do, kicking it into like a high fast strobe, running around to like just
Ooh.
Sonic
slam
Boom.
on
Yeah,
the ground.
absolutely.
Run
Yeah,
around the
for
wall.
sure.
Love that.
From the top ropes.
And from like a continuity standpoint, you do a parkour around the building, hit somebody, and then leap off, and then parkour the other direction on the second floor, and then body slam this person from the top rope.
That should be your finishing move.
So that's a 40 on the computer's check.
That is enough to make that successful to make your attack roll.
Aww.
Oh no.
That doesn't seem good.
No, it's not. It's not a 1.
That's good. Total of.
18.
That is not a hit. It is really cool. You run, you move, you maneuver, you dodge, and you miss. But anything else, Echo?
Just hate being stupid.
Being an operative is tough, but that brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you are on deck.
Alright, I'm gonna try something here. You see, maybe because we're doing bird, Spice's helmet erupts in peacock feathers. And she starts to, like, you know how peacocks shimmer?
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they're... She does
Turn on.
this, and she's going to try to fascinate everybody around her with her fascinating eyes. So
Okay.
this is the augmentation. Once per day is a standard action, you can activate a fascinating gaze, blah blah blah. Creatures of your type within 30 feet that see you must succeed a will saving throw.
Interesting.
Or
Okay.
be fascinated.
Too.
Yeah.
So
So,
these
all of
enemies
you-
actually roll really good. What kind of save?
Will.
Will, the low one. Is it 22?
That's going to pass.
Okay, so all three of your
Wait,
enemies.
my
What's that?
charisma
Plus your
is five.
charisma modifier?
Is 5.
5 plus half your character's
6.
level 6 plus 10 is 20.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they are able to succeed. All of your enemies do. However. Okay.
Oh, it's for the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd too.
The only person who rolls a natural 20 on their success, and is probably the only person who succeeded against that, is the yellow nutrient cube lady. They are just like thrilled with Gibbs. They are supporting Gibbs. They are like pouring yellow
Nice.
nutrient cubes into a big bucket for you to take with you. You could hear them just saying, "We could talk sponsorships when you're done." And they're like super excited, just focused on you. They are not charmed by these psychoactive eyes.
Nice.
Literally every other sentient creature in this zone completely taken by these psychoactive
Fascinated.
eyes.
Dazzled.
Fascinated.
I don't have that in my
The
book.
crowd goes silent.
Oh, I do.
Mouths drop open. People are stunned.
The effect is
Absolutely.
just that they must pay attention.
Yeah, oh, they're paying attention.
Yeah.
You feel like right now, Spice, you have every eye on you, except for that woman. Anything else?
Any obvious threat, as in someone going to attack them, is going to break them free of this. But no, she's going to hold it.
Okay.
And then Cinema Q is, I guess, just gonna go invisible.
Okay. Invisible is Cinema Q.
So I think Shay doesn't have to make this, but everyone else does. You're without of 80 feet.
Okay, what do I make?
But you need a DC 21 wisdom.
Will
Will
save.
save.
Okay.
Nope.
Fascinated.
Yeah, it just means you must pay
11.
attention to spice. And stuff you do as a reaction, you get a penalty too.
23.
So very much it is
I don't care
Spice,
about
just
Spice.
peacock feathers flopping
before.
around, and in the middle of combat. That's very
Bugs is
I've
fascinating.
seen that trick
Echo's
before.
never had
I would
self-image
say Bubs
issues when
probably
compared
has
to
gained at
Spice,
least
and now they have
resistance.
a lot.
Yeah, the you're in trouble pants. You can see still cast aside
Not
on
being
the
able to
ground.
hit this entire round.
Yeah, it's been
Not
tough.
round. Fight.
Yeah, and you can see like there are cameras out and stuff. Until this fascination hit everybody in the crowd, people were very rapidly paying attention to everything. Now just Spice.
Echo and Billy are just having a time together.
There you go. That is your turn, Spice.
Pairs dice.
Yes.
That brings us to Gibbs. Bubbles, you are on deck.
Okay, is the star magical?
The star is not magical.
Then Gibbs.
It's stellar.
Oh shit, I forgot to move out of the way. Fuck.
Gibbs is just gonna narrate the. Is this the evil guys? These three?
Yes.
Those three are, yes. The green team.
Actually, we're actually in a
They're
good
actually
spot.
heals, not evil.
So, hold on. I was waiting for. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you killed him.
So these are guys actually in a line. So Gibbs is gonna go around,
Oh no.
and I will hit. I'll hit a few civilians.
And one other thing too. Spice, where did you end up?
I am still next to Bubbles, right?
So for what it's worth, you are taking a tremendous amount of damage from sitting in that star.
I should have moved.
Yeah.
You are taking 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 25, 26 points of fire damage.
Hey.
Right. Cool. So I can get a 30-foot cone that hits these three people, but not Echo because
Sure.
it'll end before. Like I can back up if I have to by 5 more feet.
Yeah.
And I cannot hit Spice, I think, because this guy's on this square and this guy's on. Like, if I can just kind of carve it right between them,
Oh,
I
I
think I
see.
could get there.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, cool. So, Gibbs will passively narrate what's going on into the mic with her chatter, but is going to cast, with a big yawn, cast a little bubble out, and is going to cast Wave of Fatigue,
Okay.
which
Does
is
it
a
hit
5th
the-
level spell.
Oh yeah.
Civilians in front of
It
them.
does hit the civilians, but
yeah.
it's just Waves of Fatigue.
So they just get super tired.
So I need a will saving throw.
The highest one is a 20.
Oh my
Alright,
god.
it's a 5th level spell, so my DC is 22.
Yeah.
So everyone is now fatigued.
Nice.
Could I
Okay.
get the fatigue rings, please?
Everybody is now fascinated and fatigued, and like it is just emotions hitting these people. Their dopamine and serotonin are just going to crash after this. But they are awestruck. They are fascinated. They are tired.
They are bedazzled.
One of them is bedazzled. All of them have a -1 penalty to their armor class, attack rolls, melee damages, thrown weapon damages rolls, and reflex saving throws, as well as strength and dex-based skill and ability checks.
Nice.
Phenomenal. Okay. Anything else, Gibbs? As this wave of fatigue just emanates out from you with this arcane yawn?
Arcane yawn, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, wait, I need 2 more. Sorry for the civilians that I hit.
No problem.
They just get real tired. They stop.
But that is your turn. And Bubbles, for you, you are standing in the midst of this bright star. If you do not move away, you get the sense that you're going to be hurt quite a bit. And do remember, it takes twice your amount of movement.
Yep. 5, 10. I'm out of it.
And that will provoke some attacks of opportunity. Oh, no, sorry. They used them already.
Okay, that's fine. Bubs is going to grapple this guy.
Okay.
And how he's going to try to do it is he's going to try to grab him at the legs and try to do like a spinning, like throwing Bowser and off the stage move.
No problem.
Love that.
And this is his finishing move.
Okay.
So it's just a normal attack, pretty sure?
So sort of, you're making an attack roll, but this is
It's
a
a
combat
contested
maneuver,
against
so
athletic.
yeah, there's a number that they have. And with all the statuses, they are currently, I believe, at -4 for this DC.
Nice. Oh, that's
That's a
chunky.
chunk.
Haven't
That's a
seen
10.
that chunky
Plus,
total?
hit like
my
that.
18.
Wow. 28.
That is just shy of what you need, unfortunately. In this moment, you try to use your finishing move, but you cannot grapple them despite the fact that they are dazzled, fatigued, and otherwise over-encumbered. The star just too
Take
bright.
it back around for another spin, boys.
Anything else,
That's-
Bubbles?
Landing gears
All right,
aren't
that
in.
brings us to all others who are fascinated and who are fatigued.
That one he just attacked is no longer fascinated.
So you can go ahead and
Because you
pull the
attacked him.
fascinated. That one person,
Yeah.
not fascinated.
one's this
Spice,
guy?
they snap their eyes away from you. Yeah. That brings us to the top of the round and to the bright side warriors. So, Spice, you fascinate a lot of them.
Oh, I feel too.
The
I'm
one that is
fascinated.
not fascinated will kind of close in the gap here, not affected by the star. This person fascinated with Spice, but that's fine. They're just kind of flanking. My brain guy, he's still staggered, correct?
Yes. And bleed. Bleed happens at the start.
So it takes the bleed to start. You can see the brain just deflates on one side. He's starting to look pretty hurt, but he can still take a standard action, and so he will attack Shade. One arm holding out, kind of stabilizing the star, the other swiping the sword in a single attack. That is going to be a
Brian's
39
got a sword?
against your KAC. It's like a sword of light.
Yeah, that's... Oh, the sword of light. Yeah. That hits. I thought it was like a real-ass sword suddenly, and he's like physically holding it.
No. It's a sword made out of light. All right, Shade. Oh, boy. 20, 25, 30, 35. Shade, you are going to be taking a grand total of 50 points of fire damage as they slash across this sword, just drawing across your entire body, cutting open elements of this armor and this costume. It is a devastating blow. And you imagine they could probably follow it up with 2 more were they not staggered. But this is just a standard attack. That is their turn. That brings us down the line to our group over here. Bubbles, this person who closes the gap between you and the star, is going to attempt to grapple you. Can I have an athletics check from
he's
you?
gonna grapple me!
You can see the tattoos glow
thighs.
bright, sort of. They are going to grab you by the arm. They leap up, pulling their body, wrapping their legs around your waist. And then
doing
you
it
feel the
again.
momentum as they try to pull you into the star.
Been there, done that.
What is your athletics check?
That
That is a natural 20.
Damn it.
Well, never mind.
You might be able to...
All right, if I get a natural 20, right?
Yeah.
The crowd
That's not a natural 20.
So they wrap their legs around your waist and they torque their
17.
entire body like a corkscrew. Your body leaves the ground end over end and they helicopter you, bam, into the dirt.
Helicopters,
Oh yeah,
Johnny!
they absolutely
What?
do.
Helicopters.
This
And
is
they-
a tribute force!
They helicopter you into the star. And so they slam you right back into this space. Bubbles, as they do,
Oh, it's when
Can
you
we
enter
destroy the
the
star somehow?
No, you have to kill the bird.
It's not magic.
It actually endures.
I thought
Oh,
For,
it
this, for all
endures.
for the full
Oh,
rounds. It's
shit.
dope, yeah.
Solarians are
11,
Sick.
15.
Yeah, they are very
They have to
powerful.
reach a certain attunement to do it, though. There's like a whole bunch of things that go into it.
That is
Round.
fucking-
That is 23 points of fire damage, Bubbles, as you are slammed into the heart of the star, almost minimum damage. But that is that person's turn. Then, Spice, these two who are fascinated with you, the peacock feathers, they turn, and though exhausted, they are going to both take strikes against you.
They treat me as a friend or ally. It works as charm person.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did not
Fascination
realize
gaze.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they were just
Charm
fascinated.
It's
human
psychokinetic
creature
eyes.
regard you as
Yeah.
you are a trusted friend or ally.
So the person who is directly...
If the creature is currently being threatened or attacked by your allies,
Yeah,
Oh.
then that one breaks. That's why that person
gotcha.
was
So
frustrated.
with this, they're not fascinated by you. Instead of going towards you, what they're going
They
to
do need to be within line of sight of me though, and that's
That's easy to do. Where's Gibbs?
Gibbs is way over there.
They actually
Underneath
wouldn't
there.
even perceive you as part of the crowd, and so they're going to have to action dash to get over here, but not a problem. Echo, you find that you are suddenly surrounded by these people who, kind of still taking glances over at Spice, are going to go and make their way towards you.
Oh,
Echo,
hi.
you know how friends. Only
Yes.
one of them does get to make attacks against you, though.
Hello, friends.
That is going to be, you say hello, friends, as they do a 37 to hit.
That does indeed hit any of my ACs.
Echo, you are taking 11, 12, 32 points of fire damage.
And now it is just me, alone, here.
The
all
final
by
mirror.
myself.
But as each one of these mirror images has been destroyed, each one just ignites in fire and flame. It is a lot of damage that these have absorbed. That is all of the Brightside Warriors. That brings us to Shade. This brain in front of you looking really hurt with all the blood that has just been oozing out of it on each turn. They are looking bad, but they're still up.
Like so bad that they're gonna stagger, that they're gonna bleed out on the next turn. Probably.
Would you like to, as an action, make a life sciences check or a
No.
medicine check to try to find
No,
out?
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I want to jump away from him and just hope that that's gonna be the case, because he's gonna take 16 damage at the end of this next
brain
turn.
bleeds are.
Now, as
Can't react.
can't
staggered.
react, right.
And I'm gonna jump down. Who's the not fascinated one?
The one who is not fascinated is the one that is just dazzled.
Okay.
they real tired.
I'm gonna land here
Okay,
outside of the star.
sure.
To assist here and distracting hack attack.
Okay.
Nice.
Make your distracting hack.
That's gonna be a 44
Nice.
You are able to land this distracting hack in this moment.
flat.
So go ahead and make your damage.
Come on, come on.
You're-
That's gonna be 32.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Um,
I love your dice, by the way.
Dan said, "Oh, I love our dice, by the way."
No, the Fallout ones.
oh, these are the ones.
These are nice. Oh, it's One Piece.
Those are not Fallout.
That's not great damage, but that's gonna still be 22 slashing damage.
That's still good damage. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right, Shade, you leap off this building. You see this brain turn, and they don't have any eyes, but they seem to just perceive you, unable to react. You land behind this person. You can feel the heat of the star, but you are far enough away where it'll deal no damage, and you slash at the person between you and it, carving into them. But that is your turn, and that brings us to Echo. Spice, you are on deck. Echo, you have been shown up multiple times now.
So many times. I am also mildly fascinated by what Spice might attempt to do. I suppose I should probably do something. There is an egg on the floor. What the fuck?
Considering the price of them, you should be
Walking
grateful.
on eggshells around her.
Hey.
shitty
I
spot.
want to see what you're talking about, but my back won't bend in that direction. Oh, gotcha.
Fidget
Okay.
egg.
The fidget egg.
Gotcha. Okay. The butt plug.
Yes.
All right.
Ow.
Let's just get some reactions. No, actually, I've got no peeps left. Let's do it anyway.
Let's do it.
Okay,
still
that
got
will
one
provoke
peep, but
attacks of
he's-
opportunity.
This is pay-per-view.
Yeah,
We gotta
he's-
make it.
Okay, so the
You want me
first
to
one,
standard action
as you
to combat?
leave that range, you can see they are going to kick. You can see this glowing boot goes up, and Bubbles, your hammer swooping around behind you, the head catches the edge of the boot, and the boot becomes detached. And just flies off over. You see just like a natural one shooting star boot just flies over the brain guy. It is just like the more you know star off and into the
Right,
Does
think
it
it
get
lands?
sucked into the black hole?
It is just gone. You see the ding from the distance as it disappears. Team Rocket has blasted off. That is a natural one. However, the other person does not roll a natural one. That is a 37 to hit.
Yep.
Nice.
And as they punch you with this glowing
Oh, no, nice.
blow, that is going to be 6,
once I go
that
to
is
that.
11 plus 6, that is 17, that is 37
you
points
really
of fire
feel.
damage.
Woo!
But you still manage to rush away from these people. You place yourself where?
I am behind the green guy.
Okay, you swoop behind the green guy.
The goal was to swoop around and then jump on him from the top, with the machine like strobing behind
Sure,
them.
make your computers check.
So now we're starting to see the folly. So that is 31.
31 is, well, 31 with all of the fatigue and everything that has gone
CR
on.
based.
It is, it is CR based, sorry.
Oh,
That is not a success, unfortunately.
damn.
How about a 20 to hit?
That's going to be a nice miss, unfortunately.
Figure.
As you tried to strobe this, you are now alone. You are acutely aware of the fact that you have not the cover of this flock of echoes. It is just you, and you are trying to fight defensively. Anything else, Echo?
Echo's dead inside now.
Fair enough. That is a free
Dead
action.
outside.
That brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you are on deck.
Okay. I am not sure how to end this battle without death. So as
Say non-lethally.
non-lethally, well, I'm using all of the things I can do that don't really do damage, but they don't stop you guys.
You can do damage.
Yeah, so you do damage, but it's like you shoot them in the arm instead of in the heart. You know, like
I shoot them in their memories instead of their prefrontal cortex.
I know how to touch that. You're right. As a
Memory
spellcaster, I'm not
card,
casting spells.
What you doing?
Just punch him. You punch hard.
I could punch
Right
hard.
in the dick.
So what I'm gonna do actually is, she's still gonna reach into the one's mind who is not fascinated by her.
Okay.
And she's going to have she's like, Dee Dee, you're up. And I'm going to cast Hold Person on him. And then if she succeeds, I want to speak to him telepathically.
That's a fortitude save?
It is a will saving throw.
15.
You fail.
So this person, as they break the fascination, they are attacked, they turn, they wing around towards Echo, and in that moment they freeze. And their whole body locks up, and you can hear this person, they have these glowing tattoos, just yell out, What's going on? And they are just about to hit you, Echo, but they are unable to engage this punch.
I think in their mind, she's like, I don't want to kill you. I mean, that's not what she says. She says, I want to kill you, but it's bad for press. So stand down, or this might get ugly.
Very nice. That is your action. Anything else?
I want move action, get away from these.
Okay. 10 feet. 20.
20, right? To get her.
25 to get to there, because it's double movement for the first 10 feet.
But I'm out of range, right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Get there.
So that's fine. And then Cinema Q is going to beep at the guy who's hold person because she's got her gun out.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Oh, that's probably not gonna hit. 18.
That is a miss. Even as they are held, Cinnamon leads the shot and misses in the sand.
Yep.
Anything else, Spice?
That's it for Spice.
That brings us to Gibbs. Bubbles, you are on deck.
Yep.
You're bleeding. Are you bleeding?
Yeah, but I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Alright. I could use healing.
Then Gibbs is gonna
If you're
cast.
gonna, if you're gonna do the batch
Yeah.
plot here.
Then I will
Mechanically
cast the
not
best
doing great, but,
non-lethal
like-
spell of healing my friends.
You grab
Like
the
you-
bottle, you shake what looks like a
You're
moonshine
eating
barrel,
standard.
and you
Drinks
hoist the
on
container.
me!
The cap opens up, and there is a splash. What smells with the token spell? Almost like moonshine that just rushes across. It sprays over people. Everybody is fascinated, and so normally people would probably be like reaching for it and stuff, but people are just staring at Spice
54!
as this washes across them and all of your
For
allies.
all of us?
All
Yeah.
of you feel significantly
You
better
only have
as
to be within
Gibbs
120 feet of me. and it's-
pumps this healing into your life. Like,
HP, right?
Only HP.
only HP.
Always
That's all
HP.
I needed, though.
So, Gibbs, you absolutely flood your allies with healing. Anything else?
No, I'm good. I
Alrighty.
just chatter into the mics like, look at that, look at that.
All right. Bubbles,
I'm grappled, correct?
you are.
Yeah. So I have to roll to get out of ungrappled.
Correct?
Alright, let's do this.
Big roll.
I didn't
Oh
roll.
my god, that hurts
It's a
my
7, not a 1.
Is that a 7?
Yes.
Plus.
Better than a 1.
What do I do? Athletics?
This is athletics, yes.
Yeah, so 7 plus 8 is 15.
You are unable to break free. Their legs still around your waist. You can see they have like twisted their whole body around, still locked onto you.
Okay,
They
I
are
can still
going-
attack though.
You can.
Okay.
Not athletic for such a beefy boy.
I know.
Bubs,
It's fun.
so a helicopter at the top rotor,
Yeah.
there's a nut that basically holds on the top blades, and in like helicopter terms, it's called the God nut or the Jesus nut. And basically,
That's
if
what
you
it's called.
lose
It's
that
true.
nut, you basically are fucked, and you got to start praying to Jesus. So what Bubs is gonna do is he's gonna break off his nut. He's gonna rip off his shirt in anger as he's being spun around. And he is going to just go for a punch as hard as he can.
So overwhelmed with being manhandled as you have been, you
Yeah.
bust a nut and go ahead and what was your athletic? You are still unable to break around, but make your attack rolls.
Yeah, there's gonna be a single attack.
Okay.
A woman faints.
Little wet spot here in his hands.
What?
Damn.
That is
How do you attack?
0% chance that not. That's.
I wish.
That's not.
I
a
can't
legitimate
wait to
dice
look this
roll.
back and hear how that
It's
sounds.
sitting.
Okay.
It's sitting in a
Stupid.
pile of its fucking brethren.
All right, good. That was a natural 1. That's a 15 though.
For a
Plus
total of?
18 is.
I like how you look at Joe. You're like 15.
38.
You know what's among
38?
38.
38, that is a hit. So this person latched onto you. It is hard to miss. Go ahead and roll damage.
Would I be able to say I hit this person because he's in range and I'm being spun around?
If you had led with that, yes.
Okay, fair enough. Then I'll just hit this guy.
Go for it.
It's probably. He's still fascinated, right?
Yeah, they're
So,
fascinated
yeah.
for as long as I'm within line of
I
sight.
thought if we attacked them, it broke it.
Oh,
yeah. So, but yeah, the one that
So all of
He
them
is
are probably
attacking
not
us already.
fascinated anymore. I have not been
It's a
keeping track.
3.
just the one has
Plus,
been attacked. I think.
This is the last one that's
20,
being unfascinated now.
Plus I've been hurt by them because my char list.
Yes.
So that's 28. So 28.
28 points of damage. That hurts them. You can see they had sort of been relatively unstruck before that. Now everybody has a little damage.
Nice.
Anything else, Bubbles?
That's it.
All right, that is your
Oh,
turn.
that should help.
You bust your nut. That brings us to the top of the round and to the Bright Side Warriors. I think they mostly like where they are.
The Jesus nut busted.
Time's Edge can't be non-lethal, right?
No.
If you had something fall on them.
I think if you started with it, you might be able to feel pretty confident that you wouldn't wreck them with it, but
Yeah, but it'd
now
be
it would be
dick,
tough.
right, you know.
So, Bubbles, there are two. First, the one that is grappling you.
Yeah.
As they grapple you, they are going to unleash 2 strikes against you.
Oh, Jesus.
Both of these are benefiting from a +2 modifier. All right, the low one is going to be a 32.
That hits.
So, Bubbles, from the first attack, you are taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30 points of fire damage.
Jesus Christ.
From the second one, you are taking 35 points of fire damage. as they just start unleashing punch after punch. There's like 13 punches that just rain into your chest as their legs are wrapped around your waist. They are just striking you. It is almost like they have like mounted you and are hitting you, but you are still standing. And as they do this, they are trying to like force you into this star again. But that is their turn. The one who is diagonal from you is going to strike out at you as well.
Healing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bubbles, the high of these two attacks, sorry, the low of these two attacks is a 28. Sorry, 27.
Yeah, that hits.
27. Bubbles, that is going to be 35 points of fire damage. And then the other one is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of fire damage.
I'm down.
Oh, Bubbles,
Holy
they
shit.
grab onto you and just pulverize you. And they ride you down into the sand, just punching you. Bubbles, it is like 13 punches from one and then like 13 from the next one, and they just rain it down into the dust.
Yeah.
They now stop standing on either side. Both of them turn to look at you, Echo. The third one is going to go ahead and take their strikes against you, as they do not need to move.
Just punching into the floor.
Echo, the low one is going to be a 29 against your KAC.
Sure hits.
So for the low one,
So mad.
that is going to be 10, 14, 34 points of fire damage.
Sweet.
The high one is a natural 20.
Fuck.
Damn.
And so with that, you got really lucky. 4, 8, that is going to be 14, 28, 48 points of fire damage. And you are blinded.
Oh no, that's bad.
Oh, your lights just go out.
For 2 rounds, the lights are just overwhelmed. The brightness goes all the way down to 0 as you try to like compensate for it. You are blind, you are hurt, and you know right before the lights go out, all 3 of these creatures now staring at you. But that is that is the 3 who are down there. Up at the top is Kinsey, who is going to turn.
Takes the bleed damage.
Oh yeah, they take bleed damage. 16 bleed
And they're
damage.
staggered.
Yeah, they're staggered already. They are looking really rough, but they are still up.
Okay, next turn.
And as a standard action, all that they can do, all that they can really do is just float down. And they're going to land behind Echo.
As their move action.
Yeah. And that is all that they can do.
And
That is the Bright Side Warriors. That brings us to Shade. You can see as they land, blood just pumps from out of their brain, lands in the sand, the glow goes down. They have no glowing motes around them. That seems to be concentrated on the star. But that is all that they can do. That brings us to Shade. Echo, you are on deck. Shade, for what it's worth, you can see Bubbles and Echo both down now.
The one in front of me, how are they
Sorry,
doing?
just Bubbles.
The one.
That's the one that I paralyzed.
Oh, they're paralyzed?
Yeah, I held them.
They're held personed.
13 rounds, but that means they're paralyzed. Like, mechanically, the condition is paralyzed.
Okay, so I can move away from them without provoking an attack of opportunity
you certainly
to
can.
go and help Bubs against the ones that are fucking them up. So I'm gonna move to here. Which one looks most bloodied?
The one who is like,
It's not help, obviously.
yeah. The one that is like right in front of the one who's held. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna distracting hack and attack.
Okay. Make your distracting hack.
That's gonna be 40
Nice.
That is a success.
Nice.
again.
You distracting hack, Echo, somewhere right near you, you feel somebody get distracted.
And that's gonna be 31, but they have a -2 because of flat
That
footed.
hits.
Wait,
Nice.
-3?
Oh, because they're still,
doesn't hit
still
anymore.
fascinated.
Even better.
Damn.
Big numbies, big numbies, big numbies.
Not great numbies, sorry, but that's still 24 slashing again.
Still really good.
And that's it for me.
All right. You attack this person, trying to draw attention away from Echo, whose eyes have gone out, who is looking a little bit in trouble. But that is your turn. That brings us to you, Echo. Echo, you are blind.
Echo has echolocators.
That's true.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot about
And
those.
blind sense based on sound for 30 feet.
There you go. You're suddenly hearing a lot of mouth
Which
breathing.
is not helping.
Woo, woo, woo.
Um,
Yeah.
So
lot of different
Echo
raid
is going to
spells.
make a bluff check.
Gotta
So
isolate
that's
the woos
29,
from the...
which if a 30 doesn't make
That
it,
is
then
not
it
a
doesn't
success,
make it.
unfortunately.
Good God in heaven.
Good God.
Okay, well that might hit. That's a 31.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Even blind, it is like that helps you without the distracting lights
be
and
your
the kind of
stick.
confusing outfits. This is a little easier.
And I'm, why did I pulled out my blade? Those are d8s. We don't want d8s. The blade is a d6. I wasn't ready.
I know. To be fair, though, given the rolls, that kind of makes sense.
I
so
did.
hyped.
I put them away.
It's gonna be a good roll.
No, it's not.
No.
So that's 17 plus 7. So that's 24.
Hey, that's still good damage. And they are looking really rough. You and Shade kind of attacking this person from both sides. They're looking hurt.
Are they looking hurt?
They are.
I can't tell.
That's good. Anything else?
Sounding hurt. They're going,
You've really hurt me.
Mommy!
Anything else, Echo?
Able to sense the fact that they are almost completely surrounded. They're not going to move.
Okay, that is your turn. That brings us to you, Spice.
Oh my gosh, my turn already.
Gibbs, you are on deck.
Spice growing more and more impatient that these guys won't lay off, even after she said, fucking stop it.
I said,
They can't look like
I
punk ass
told you
little...
I might kill you. So she's going to be like,
I want
fine, don't listen to me, and she's going to mind thrust the person who is next to. My mind thrust is not as good as Gibbs' mind thrust. So relax.
You're mind
still.
thrusting who?
They're just
the
gonna go
guy-
into
Okay,
a coma
yeah,
for
make
a
your
couple
attack
of
oh my
roll.
god, we're
months.
gonna kill somebody.
No, they're just gonna go into a coma
We
for a
already
couple of
killed him.
months.
We
That
already did.
works.
Sorry, that is a will save.
No one's
Mind
dead
thrust
yet.
is a
You're
will
okay,
save
machine.
for half damage.
No, they're just unconscious.
That is a
Can't mind
25.
thrust only for-
They save.
Okay.
No, I'm saying for the
Alright,
robot.
so it's only
Robot's
40
not
10
dead.
damage cut in half. So 10 plus 4 is 14
to 7.
plus 9 plus 4. So 14 plus 13 is
27.
27 divided by 2 is 13. So 13 points of damage.
They are looking really rough, but they are still alive, barely. As you mind thrust them, they are not doing well. Having already been hit several times, suddenly you see Echo right in front of you. Though you're black,
what?
you don't hear anything, but you can hear blood just erupt from their nose and mouth as their brain seems to partially liquefy, but they are still up.
Okay.
Nice
job.
Spice is going
Soupy.
to in their mind, or actually no, she'll say it out loud, and she lifts her hands up and she says, "Stand down as we fight in the name of Mesra."
All right, you yell that out. You hear Mesra from behind you yell out, "Don't stand down! Finish them! Finish them!" But that is your turn, Spice.
Okay. Cinema Q is like. Does Cinema Q
It's
kill?
okay in rock.
No, Cinema Q, I'm going to command Cinema Q. I'm not going to move, so her move action will be command Cinema Q to shoot the one that's in front of Echo.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Mickey. That's what it is. Mickey.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit most of the time, and when it hits with a natural 20, is a murderer. Wow, rolled a great. No
He's a
way.
murderer.
That is a miss, unfortunately. Cinema Q shooting wide. But that is your turn, Spice.
Yep,
That brings us to Gibbs. Bubbles, you're on deck.
I'm gonna heal my friends. I'm gonna lifelink with Bubs for free for 13. Oh wait, holy shit! Wait, this one. Wait, oh no, I can do it at distance. Never mind.
Yeah.
For you get 13 hit points for free.
Nice.
And I take 13 damage, but it's the only damage I've taken this fight, so we're good. And then I'm gonna just full action heal, continue to heal everyone.
Okay.
It's 58.
You explode this bottle once more. More of this moonshine
Everyone gets
sprays across all
I
of
get
you.
58 plus 13.
You feel the healing sink in, and it is required in this fight. But that is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us to Bubbles.
Bubbles kind of does one of those like jump up from the back.
Sure.
I forget what they're called.
I got 258. I feel like the Google Dice is bad.
But he's gonna jump up on his feet, and all the hammers are gone. It's just his fist, and he's just gonna go for like a diving punch right at this guy who was
Okay, make your attack roll. He's looking
helicoptering
really
helicopter
tough,
down. Single attack.
That one, sorry, so that one right there, that's... Oh, yeah, okay, sure, no problem.
Paralyzed, survived a mine.
Whoever helicoptered me.
That is the one that's paralyzed.
Oh, that's not so fun. But
Gonna kick a
You
horse
guys
while
are
he's
getting fucked
down.
up, and I haven't helped, and I can't help. So.
no, I'll go for the non-paralyzed guy because I think
Okay.
he's out for the entire combat.
He's looking tough.
Should start kicking.
That's an 8. An 8 plus an 18.
That is a 26
Yeah.
against KAC.
Yeah.
That is a miss, unfortunately. You strike, it hits him right below the chest plate, but right where there is some kind of reinforced armor. There is a clang, your fist hurts. Anything else, Bubbles?
No.
Brings us to the top of the round into the Brightside Warriors. All three of these people kind of clustered around Shade. Shade, one of them is held, they can do nothing. One of them had just been mind thrusted. They're looking hurt. They look around wildly and unable to tell who did that. They're just going to strike out at you. That is going to be a 26 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right, that is a miss. The second attack, that is going to be a 30 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right. With that 30, this blazing glove glows bright. That is going to be 9, 10, 11. That is 31 points of fire damage. And then the person who is directly in front of you, Echo, is going to take... Actually, they're going to turn around and take attacks on Shade. He's a little bit of a bigger threat in this moment. Shade, the high of those ones is going to be a 35.
That's going to hit.
And then the low one is going to be a 26.
That's a miss.
All right, so the high one is going to strike out with 10, 11, 12, 15, 35 points of fire damage. That is all the ones on the ground. The
brain's on the
the
ground. too.
brain
Bleeds
is just
out.
going to drift over 16 more points.
Yeah.
They're still up.
What?
As they
Still
stagger
staggering.
across this space, they pull this point of light. You can see, just kind of glows. The star is on its last turn, but they that will vanish. You could pull it off. It vanishes at the end of the turn. They kind of pull a single mote that begins to orbit around them, and they slash this sword up at you, Spice.
Okay.
They're
The
gonna move
brain.
5 feet closer.
Okay.
They can't move and attack
Oh, that's
because
true.
they're staggered.
That's true.
They can only
Okay.
do one or
So
the
they're
other.
just going to move. They just step up closer to you. They cannot attack,
Bryce gets
however.
kind of wigged out because
And then they're gonna bleed out on the next turn, hopefully.
You can hope whatever you want. That is all the Brightside Warriors. That brings us to you, Shade. Shade, from where you are, these individuals pouring attacks now around you. What would you like to do?
He's paralyzed forever.
I want to pour attacks down on them.
Go for it. Make your attack
So
rolls.
I'm gonna distracting hack the one that just hit me again,
Okay.
that I've been laying into. Oop. And then I'm gonna make full action attacks.
They have already been mind thrusted. They have been hit. They're looking rough.
So, distracting hack is gonna be at 27
27
against
is
their
not a
sense
success.
motive.
Oh, against your sense
It's
motive.
the-
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
sense
sorry.
motive.
That is a success.
Oh, cool. All right, so they're flat-footed again,
Okay.
and then the first attack is going to be a 28.
That is a hit.
Nice.
That is a meets it, beats it.
Nice. And then that's going to be nice, big damage.
Yes.
19 plus 18,
This is so cool.
37 points of slashing.
Already hurt from mind thrust, already hurt from various attacks. You
Non-lethal?
dispatch them non-lethally with this blade, carving across into first their chest, but drawing back just
side.
enough to keep it non-lethal.
Blondie?
You dig into fat and flesh and nothing else, and they fall to the ground at 0 HP.
Second
Yay.
attack.
Woo!
Xandros and the SRO both down.
Second attack is against this guy who's not flat-footed, so I don't know if this is gonna hit because it's a 30.
A 30. That
Against
is a hit.
Alexi.
That is
Oh.
a hit against
Everyone's
Alexi.
fatigued.
Nice.
Aw, Alexi, is he like a...
And that's gonna be
An AI
another
companion that you asked to play music for.
Oh, I was gonna say
26
Eastern European
slashing
boy.
It
damage.
is an Eastern European boy. 26 slashing damage.
Um,
That doubles the amount of damage they have taken total.
Damn. And then I'm going to, as a free action, say, let this fight mark The return of Mesraj alive on Galgoth Loomis of Clan Quaza.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
You say the full title out loud. People lose their shit. Fascinated, broken on this crowd as they turn and like lose it. Mesra, you can see all four arms thrust, and the other
Very nice.
Kasatha, who is off in the distance, you can see the shoulders slump a little bit, dejected.
Yay.
This fight not going according to plan, but that is your turn, Shade.
Yeah.
All right,
You guys saw
that brings
Dog
us
Dog?
to Echo. Echo, your echo locators scan the region. You can tell there are two people up
Come on, you got
and this
this.
brain
This is it.
behind.
This is it. This is your chance.
It's a 28. They're just getting worse.
For computers check,
The computer's check to continue with the strobe.
not a success, unfortunately. The strobe still going, but not seeming to affect
This is
anybody.
it.
18.
Yay!
I'm sorry. No.
Total?
Oh, no.
That is a miss. Still
I haven't
blind.
been able to roll
You are
above
just
a
punching
5.
air. You are swinging at nothing. You can
twice in
see
a
there are
row.
like bystanders running for cover around Echo as Echo is like going towards a family. You can see the small child there. It is just history repeating itself.
No.
But they whisk the child to safety. Echo, everybody is kung fu fighting, but Echo.
Thinks about that time when Echo said, "How do we not embarrass you?" And Messer said,
Echo's
"You don't have to worry
dumb.
about that."
Yeah,
fighter.
you are not living up to those words. You can't see Mesra, and that's probably
It's okay. It's a
that is your
team-
turn,
team
Echo.
challenge.
I hit someone with my
Team
butt.
challenge. We're fine.
That brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you're on deck.
Oh shoot!
Spice, directly in front of you, Echo is just
I think a
pulverizing
lot.
the air, fighting with
you're
ghosts.
still down.
Spice, as cheers are going wild around her, Shade's killing this thing. I have this brain in front of me who looks like it's about to die from bleed damage. What is it dying from?
Everybody around you seems to think it's about to die from bleed damage, yes.
Okay, so what she does is she takes a deep breath, clicks on her throat, and I'm gonna flame
Roasted.
a roast.
Flameo
Go for it.
Hotman.
Phenomenal.
Flameo Hotman. Fortunately, it doesn't do that much damage.
It's a reflex save.
These Johnnies don't
I
say
haven't
that.
done it in a long time. Let me find my augmentations real quick. It is a reflex save, yep.
Okay, that is going to be a flat 30.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It survives.
Yeah. So they kind of dodge, almost
For
kind of
half
run.
damage.
So roll damage.
Nice, nice. Let's see it. Let's see it.
I need 3d6. I've got 3. No, ladies, please.
Maybe your dice need help.
Great. Well, this was a 5. 6, 7, 8 divided by 2 is 4.
Hey, every little bit
4
counts.
points of damage. Phenomenal. You deal 4 points of damage, and it feels like a drop in a rather deep bucket.
It was an attempt to cauterize.
But no problem. That is your turn. Anything else, Spice?
I'm going to move back towards the center of the crowd because Spice wants the attention again. But
Okay.
Cinema Q is going to shoot at the brain with
Make an
their
attack
little
roll.
gun that they've had out and missed the entire time except for their one massive kill.
That was a great strike.
Yeah, I have Cinema Q.
Ah.
25 to hit the.
That is a
giant
miss,
brain.
unfortunately.
Okay,
Anything else, Spice?
that's it.
All right, Cinema Q fires in your wake, but that brings us to Gibbs. Bubbles, you're on deck.
I'm gonna get closer because no one's died yet.
Okay.
And
I can ectoplasmic barrage non-lethally because it's
Yeah,
just,
you
it's-
definitely
okay,
can.
Cool. I'm gonna use that spell. I'm gonna do it at the 5th level.
Sure.
Because why not? Okay, I make a ranged attack, but I make one per each.
Yep.
Do I? Yeah. Sorry, make a each. Fine. But you know what? Let's do it. The lowest one is 14 plus 8 is 26 against the green guy.
Against EAC or KAC?
These are gonna be KAC.
That is a miss.
Okay, the higher one is 12 plus 14 is
That is a 26. That is also a miss.
Oh shit! I don't know math. No one missed any of it.
Well, you tried. You throw this ectoplasmic barrage, and these arcane missiles just fly across this space, striking into crates and into rust, but not into people. Anything else, Gibbs?
I don't know. I commiserate with Echo across the battlefield.
Okay, you look over at Echo.
Yeah.
Echo knows a thing or two about dumping resources. That is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us to you, Bubbles.
Bubs is going to just get really mad. He's gonna move here. I think I should do a charge right here. Yeah, I'll do a charge for thematic.
Yeah, go for
I'll
it.
do a charge, and as Bubs does a charge, he's going up with his rotor like with his fist, and he's going for an uppercut.
Go for it.
Right
Make
to
your
the
attack
jaw.
roll.
That's a 12 plus 18. 30.
That is a hit.
Ha!
You pinwheel your arms like a Donkey Kong charge-up attack. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yes, that's a D4.
1d4 damage.
3.
That's a 3 plus
45.
20
Plus is the
is
kitchen.
23. Did he attack anyone in our
He
group?
did.
Yep, so that's plus 5, so that's 28.
28.
That's nuts.
Bubbles, you hit them, and you can see the turtleneck almost shredded away from their body. You punch
Nice.
up,
Now we're
and
both
though it
angry.
is an uppercut, you hit them like right around the belly. Your knuckles just graze across, but it rips the cloth straight up
Nice.
and just hits him right in the chin. His teeth crack. You can feel the actual enamel like shatter away. There's blood that goes down their mouth. This was their nickname in the ring was Sexy Alexi. No longer. You have devastated their face.
And their career.
They have 1 HP left. They
I
are
do it
still up.
non-lethally too.
There you go.
Bubs
They're
is,
still up.
Are they gonna fight?
Bubs is also shirtless, so it's kind of
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You guys look about as attractive as each other
nice,
right now.
Nice.
That is your turn, Bubbles.
That's it.
That brings us to the top, to the bright
Slight
side warriors.
Yeah, the burn. Or the bubble
And with
burn.
16 points
Hey,
of
you're the one-
bleed damage, that is exactly enough to reduce this brain to 0. There is a final of their brain as it just deflates, and blood falls down, and they are not able to keep themselves aloft. You see the lights flicker out, and they pass out unconscious into the rust.
Did they give up?
That is
Well, he did.
the Solarian. It is just Somnia and Alexi left. Alexi has 1 hit point. They are still committed to this fight.
No.
And so Somnia held in place. Alexi turns to you, Shade. Or no, turns to you, Bubbles. You just struck them. And they say, "This is pathetic. This is real strike." And they're just like foaming blood from their mouth. They will take a single attack against you.
I'm sorry.
That is a
I could not
D12.
understand.
Oh, that's fine. We take those.
That is going to be a 27 against your KAC.
Yeah, that hits.
Great.
Even if it didn't, I'd let him hit me.
Very nice. Bubbles, that is going to be 5,
unless they
9,
want it to be
29
ironic.
points of fire damage as they strike
No,
you.
no, the thief.
They stand there, you stand there, your clothing like a light in places just smoldering away. Theirs just devastated, both of you bleeding. That is all of the Brightside Warriors who are still up, all 2 of them. That brings us to you, Shade.
I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, which one?
The one that is
not held? Go
yeah.
for it. Make your attack roll.
One
They're in rough
hit point
shape.
of damage. Just flick him.
Oh
Flick
yeah.
him.
What you doing?
I guess yeah. I'll
Kick him
make
in the
my-
shin.
You can always do
I'm
an
gonna full
intimidation
action
attack.
Okay,
You can
go
always
ahead.
do intimidation.
You can scare him to
Intimidate.
death.
Oh, just intimidate
Yeah.
him.
Just be like it's over.
I mean, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Intimidate with damage.
Distracting hack.
Very effective.
That's gonna be a 31.
31. That is
Sense motive.
successful.
So flat-footed. First attack's gonna be 28.
That is a meets it beats it. They also have minus to their KAC, so that still hits.
Yeah, non-lethal.
And with that, Shade, as they have just a
lot
single point of health,
non-lethal. It was not a lot.
tell us how it happens. Is the other person still locked in place for 10 more rounds? This is functionally the end of this combat.
I'm gonna like go in to stab him with the blade, but then before it actually like pierces, retract it, and then just like flick him over.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
So you rush forwards. In the heat of the moment, you recognize that most of the threat's down. You see this brain just deflating into the sand. And so you rush forwards. The arm just swoops back, and you just end like an inch in front and just flick all 4 of your fingers into his forehead, and the devastating force from that blow fires him like 5 feet back and into the sand, and he lands unconscious. This final person is held, and as the rest of the crowd turns and waits, it's clear that they are not becoming unheld anytime soon. Suddenly, there's a pair of clapping hands as the Kasatha, the former rival of Mesra, claps for all of you. And soon there is just this cheer that goes up, and even Mesra, not looking at Echo, seems to be relatively impressed at most of you. And I'm going to take you all out of initiative. And because it is almost 10 o'clock, this is where we're going to end for the evening.
Is the brain in a place where he's gonna bleed out? Or
Let's go help
You can see
everybody.
like the other Kasatha
Okay.
like makes their way over. People come into this place to try to help out. Nobody's going to let people die right here.
Good.
Then I will let people die right here because other people aren't.
No. But as you do
It's
this,
almost
you see the
alphabet.
Isoki run out of the door. They have their clipboard. You can see they look up at Mesra and they go, Mesra, this is so much better than we could have ever expected. We've been missing you. Come, let's go to the arena right now. And they begin to like pull you all off. You all feel as if you have an easy avenue into the Fighters Guild.
Heracles,
You have
unleash!
certainly with all of you as
There's
a
a team
group will
effort.
get in. Echo, if it was
Team
just you, you feel like you probably would have some developmental work to do first.
I
But
would be there
The
with
team
you.
carries you.
You and I would be in summer school together.
as a group, you have all likely
redo
gained
your
admittance to the Fighting Guild. And that is where we'll pick up next week. Thank you for sticking with us. If you can not wait that long, come tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're playing D&D. Maybe Billy will hit some stuff there. We are right
see.
on the edge of the valley
Precipitous
where
highs.
whispers die. And you can join us for that at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Whatever you do, please stay safe. It is wild out there. We'll see you next week.
Darren!